Hello there, YouTube. This should, in fact, be up and running. Let's find out. Okay. Give me this. Turn off your notification sounds, because them's gonna be so loud, so loud. I almost said show loud. Not quite the same, dude. Give me one sec just to make sure everything is up and running. Is that an ad for Rocket League? YouTube is in fact up and running. That means it is time for us to boot Twitch. Boop. Give me one sec just to make sure that that's going. Twitch, 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 Twitch. Last live just now. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, thank God. It said can't connect, and I was like, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Yeah, don't, I don't want that. Hello, everybody. Oh, you know what I forgot to open? Yeah. I forgot to open up the poll. So let me not minimize anything so you guys can keep seeing what I'm seeing as I go in and open up the poll for later. P-O-L-L, not P-O-L-E. Get your mind out of the gutter, folks. I don't think I could stay on a pole very long. I don't know how to grip things with my butt cheeks. I'm just saying. I don't think that's in my wheelhouse. Okay. We look like we are up and running. Everything is fine. Stream is going. We have our little things on the side that tell us how we're doing. Sub points and other things wise. Like, we're doing good. I am going to add those to the other version of the stream as well. When I run it off my laptop, because there is another stream this week, and it will be running off my laptop. So, boop. I'm looking forward to that because I'm going to try a whole bunch of new stuff. The stream that will be on later in the week, I will also try to stream to. Oh, interesting. I see. Got an ad on the other computer. Fantastic. That's what I've always wanted. Ads. The other stream this week, I will try to also stream on TikTok. But I did get an email today from Twitch that said they are about to test a feature where you can stream from your computer or other device and your phone at the same time. So that you can have two different views, presumably the same kind of thing that like Evil Crossover does, where he streams multiple like versions of the same stream, but from different like vantage points. So he's got like a vertical stream and a horizontal stream. I'm assuming it's the same as that, but without using something like the multiple output plugin for OBS, where you're running like 4 or 5 from the same device. I also use multiple output in OBS. But I'm using it so that I can stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. The TikTok one is more like a test just to see if I have enough bandwidth to run YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok all at the same time. I don't intend to do these particular streams at any point, like in horizontal and vertical mode. I don't really see a point in that. Though supposedly Twitch now lets you put out highlights that are vertical, which I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people who like it, but It's just not really for me. Not at this point, anyway. But yeah, I'm happy to be back on track. But I know now that there's like a clamoring for us to do more actual plays. So they will be coming down the line. But I definitely think we're going to try to do it as a each one of us runs one before the cycle starts anew kind of thing. So like, I gotta run one, DM Lacara has to run one, and Speedy has to run one. It's not that we haven't played each other's games before, but like on stream, each of us will try to run one. Because I've played in Clubs' games and Speedy's games, and obviously some of DM Lacara's, because I'm in DM Lacara's campaign off stream, but I mean specifically on stream. It almost looks like the first three we did were all in different systems than D&D, but I'm most likely gonna run a game in D&D. I guess technically OSE is like a variant of D&D, but I mean specifically 5e, because that's what I'm used to. I have a pretty good idea for what I want that first one to be too. Might be playtesting some stuff. Speaking of that, I got to a pretty important part in my story this weekend, finally, in my campaign. Big climax for one of our players, and I really need to playtest things a little better. And I also need to not be nice. My players are like, why won't you explain to us exactly mechanically how something works? And I'm like, because you guys don't know how it works. I'm in, and Dex, who's literally the newest to TTRPGs and also the newest one sitting at the table, was like, because you guys aren't supposed to know. Like, he's being real nice. And I was like, I'm trying. And also, if I don't tell you, then I can fudge things if I know that they're not working properly. And it has no effect on any of you because you didn't know how they were supposed to run in the first place. So usually I'll explain something mechanically if my players have like experienced it, but I'm not necessarily a big fan as a DM of telling the people at the table exactly how something functions if like their characters wouldn't know how it functioned, and if the players I want the players to experience like whimsy and have something new. So I'm not big on just being like, oh yes, if you come in here you'll be rolling these and you'll need to hit this number. Like, no, I want you to do it and figure it out. But I know a lot of people would like it more streamlined to just be like, roll this, come into this room, bam, roll this. And I don't know, that's just it doesn't work for me. It might work for you at your table. Every table's different. We're playing the same game, but we're not all playing the same game. Every table's playing a slightly like varied version of the game. And that part's cool. But yeah, I was trying to be nice and not blow them up. And you know what I realized? I'm just going to post this in Echo Seekers. I just thought about it. So my campaign's been going for a little over 5 years now. And we had a recap at the beginning of this session because there's a high chance they all die. They're currently like up again. They're trying to do a puzzle while they're in combat, and they are currently besieged by a remote avatar of the Lord of the Frostfell, and there's a frost salamander on the way being ridden by something that kills people with ice. They don't actually know what it is yet, and I'm okay with that. So like, stakes are pretty high for my group, and they well, we decided to have a recap because a lot of my players don't read their character sheets ever. And the rest of the group was like, well, we want to live, so we're going to make sure that we get everything right. And then we had a player drop out of the session night before. We're like, oh, shit. And then another player never showed up, and we found out he's sick. He texted us that he was coming, and then just didn't answer anybody for the entire day. And we were like, are you good, bro? And then finally, at like 9:30 p.m., he picked up a phone call, and he was like, what? And we were like, no, you what? Are you good? And he was like, oh, I feel like shit, man. I said I was coming, and then I just passed out. My head is pounding. We were like, oh, well, sorry, bro. So they did it technically 2 players down. They're all still alive. It's not looking good, but they're all still alive. But I realized we all did that recap as a whole, and we still forgot about a very important ability from one of the players that he has used twice the entire campaign, but he's a Path of the Ancestral Guardian barbarian, so he can throw out his ghosts to stop people from taking damage as a reaction. Like, it's 2d12. Like, it's a lot of damage that he blocks, and we forgot all about it. I realized we forgot about ghost blocking. So, whoops. But yeah, it could have been ghost blocking, but he didn't ghost block. And taking them ice shards from the ice golem before it became an impromptu avatar. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. That's a hell of a lot of damage. And like, ouch. But I did get to role play one of the characters getting hit by an ice spike and then rolling on the floor like Peter Griffin going, ah, ah, ah. And like, that made me happy. I enjoyed that. Sorry, I'm very snotty. And I don't know why, because I haven't been snotty in like 2 days. But hey, here we are. I don't think DM Lacar is coming. I don't know about Speedy or clubs, but I do know that DM Shin is coming. So whenever DM Shin joins me, I summoned you. Okay. I like that.
I mean, that's usually how glitches in training work.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I was just saying, I don't know. DM Lacar's not coming. I don't know about Speedy or clubs, so I was like, when DM Shin gets here, we can just start, because I don't think anybody else is coming.
Oh, snap. Is it just a duo stream? Is it
I
just the two?
think.
Is it just the 2 of us?
We can make it if we try. I don't even know if AWAS is coming. AWAS was like, yo, I'm so tired. And I was like, girl, if you need to sleep, it's fine. There'll be VODs.
This is true.
Y'all can come watch us anytime. Even if we're not like here. You can come hang out.
I feel like we're always here, though.
It's true.
In some manifestation, we're always here.
Yeah, that's probably true. You can always reach out and touch us. Ooh. Ooh.
Do we have ghostly hands that people can touch us?
Maybe. I like this.
Ghost hands.
Oh, okay, so it's not ghost hands, but Grimbo tried to trick me on Saturday into being like, oh, I have a bunch of. So I was telling the stream as well. We decided that since we've been playing for 5 years ish, a little over 5 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We decided to have a recap where we went over everybody's stuff, just so that people would look at their sheets.
Always a good idea.
And as a group, I realized as I was saying that we were all like, oh yeah, the barbarian has to start throwing his ghosts, because blocking 2d12 damage a turn is pretty freaking incredible. And Nobody said anything about it. In my defense, I had a lot. Hey, it was. I had a lot of things to do and a lot of people to yell
Hey,
at, so I feel like it shouldn't have all been on me. But like we
mm,
all forgot as
mm,
a group.
mm.
But Grimbo was like, "Hey, I'm holding on to a lot of wands. Can't I use Mage Hand? Didn't you say that I could have a Mage hand, a wand in each Mage Hand, and then they could shoot the wands?" And I looked up from the table. I was like, "No, because Mage Hand can't activate a magic item normally." And he was like, "Didn't you?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "But that's my dream." And I was like, "Okay."
Well, good thing we killed that dream quick. That's what we do here. Take out the dream if we need to.
No. It is
You
a
got a dream.
complete sentence.
It is a complete sentence. No is absolutely a complete sentence. Remember that, folks. If you need a quick way to answer a question, no.
It's true.
No is an absolute complete sentence.
And that's just the way it is. But I was also saying that even though I realized you running something and clubs running something and presumably also Speedy running something as a DM Roundtable plays. Like none of you are playing regular 5e, but I think I will be. I don't. I'm honestly thinking that DM Lakar is probably going to conduit something instead of
Uh-huh.
DM hers. So I think I'm going to be the odd man out playing
Well, no,
running 5e.
I think honestly it kind of works out because Clubs runs the classics.
Mm.
Speedy runs primarily the World of Darkness.
Mm, mm,
I run a lot of originals.
mm, mm, mm.
I mostly it's in the future. It's probably gonna be a lot more Cardna if I do. I'm writing up one shots. There's been a
Ooh.
lot of revamping for that too, so be on the lookout. So
Ooh.
look, DM Lakar will be conduiting, I think, and also coming probably with a lot of her own cool stuff.
Mm, mm.
So honestly, I think you being the tie-in back to 5e, the classic 5e, not that newfangled nonsense they call 5e.
I in my Reddit
Uh,
digest, uh,
oh,
somebody
I
posted.
I got so scared and I thought you were about to say, I now play 2025. I was gonna say that.
No. So somebody posted one of the Reddit digest posts that I got was this guy was like, um, okay, so like I'm new to D&D and everything, but I got a group together and I went and I bought uh the the player's guide, but I think I made a mistake. And the post is like, I, I'm gonna join my first game, and I was like, here, I'll share the book with you guys, and they were like, nah, that's the wrong book. That's the 2024 rules. Ain't nobody gonna use that. And I was like, huh. I wouldn't call it a mistake. You just gotta be at the right table. And people were like, save that book. You'll use it later. And I was like, I mean, maybe, maybe. But I feel like if they're teaching him 2014 rules, like he's probably gonna keep playing 2014 rules.
As I think he probably should.
Hmm. Hey, Wells, I think you run horny on mains and alts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you might be the avatar.
Okay, Awaz, remind me after the stream. I gotta talk to you.
And that's how it starts.
That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, the what is it? The Heroes of the Borderlands, the new starter set comes with these like board game mats essentially that have pegs and stuff you can put into them to match your like spell slots and your uses of class abilities. And that's so cool. Like if someone wants to make those for the 2014 rule people, like That's fine. You guys both went for the pegs. Yep.
I'm sorry, you said peg. I just went,
So, part of the puzzle that my players are working on is basically a little. It's about smut, but not D&D related smut. I have too much from Grimbo, so I was like, wait, I know who would appreciate smut. But
What a statement. I know who would appreciate smut.
um, they're working on this arcane machine, and it's part of Valley of Vegeria's character's grandpa. Like he wanted to build an arcane refrigerator system, basically freezer system kind of thing. And
Popsicle.
the Popsicle, they finally like got up to the machine, and my players came up with this crazy idea because I was explaining to them there's a hierarchy. And Dex, before we played the session, he's playing an ice elemental, and he had asked some questions too. And I was like, okay. So I explained this to Dex before any of you guys got here because he came the night before, and he asked a bunch of questions. And I was like, there's like a hierarchy of beings, okay? And like Dex's guy is probably higher than a Mephit or a Gargoyle, but the ice golem is a higher level of being than he is. And the same is true for like para elementals and elementals. Like there's a hierarchy of beings. And so when DM Bacon's character got sucked off, which is the term where I'm now using all the time because it makes Grimjack so angry. But when DM Bacon's character
If it makes Grim a little uncomfortable, I might support this more.
when DM Bacon's character got sucked off back to the prime material plane to do her job, I was like, well, first of all, the fact that the plane, the frost fell is melting is cause for alarm for most of these ice elementals because they've probably never seen anyone on fire before except for an Azer. Like, the fact that the world is burning is cause for alarm. And my players were like, does it go out? And I was like, not really. It's kind of just staying there. And they were like, can we use this? And I was like, you can certainly try. And because Valley of Vegeria's character is basically a waterbender because she's a water genasi, she like water bent some oil into it, and then Jinakechi was playing the last Azer alive, and he like absorbed some of the Dawn Titan's fire, so he's kind of like a Super Saiyan right now, and he's using his like new augmented power to keep this trail of fire going, and they set one of the ice elementals on fire, and he started freaking out, and then he ran into the courtyard and was like, guys, we have a problem. And he's like cracking from the fire that's burning him, and it's just dealing more damage every turn. And then my players are like, you're not giving him enough damage, and I was like, shut up. And he runs on out into the courtyard screaming, hello.
Hello.
You're here.
Only in spirit.
Oh. Listen, you want to get sucked off into fire, or so he runs out in the courtyard screaming. And the rest of the ice elementals are messing with the machine, and they see one of their comrades on fire, and they're like, "What the fuck is this? How are you?" And then they're distracted, so they get sucked off into the machine. And everyone's like, "Yay, we don't have to fight them!" And Valley of Vegeria is like, "No, they're on the prime material plane now!" And they're like, oh.
Are you telling me you just witnessed the first icy hot sucky sucky?
A little bit.
Tiny bit. Listen, nothing, just like nothing is greater like golf with a gator.
Not you.
Nothing is better than getting,
the record.
Nothing is better than getting sucked off into the immaterial plane.
That's fair. A fair warning. I will not probably be able to view said material other than comment on it.
Okay.
Because A, I'm doing a grind. B, I have to control my unruly children.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say
Because-
because my monitor doesn't work, and I was gonna be like, how did you get into Discord?
Well, I can just watch from the stream and just comment on what you have
Fair,
tabbed open.
fair.
So, well, I have it on my phone. So basically, here's what happens, right? My new child has been cleared of the plague,
Okay.
but he has no chill.
Hmm.
So he's unceremoniously pissing off my other cat, who's trying to play with him, but he does not know how to. He has not gained enough knowledge on how to kitten properly.
Ah.
So she wants to play with him. He doesn't know how to chill, so she's like hissing at him and all that good stuff.
Hey, but at least you're gonna desegregate your cats, unlike someone we know.
I know you're not talking about me.
What are you,
No, not you.
slanderous nature, are you spitting about DM Shin, apparently?
You know we only have one friend who still hasn't desegregated their cats after like 5 fucking years.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I do. Yes. Yes.
Are we
I
publicly shaming this person?
do. No. No, we're not.
Yeah.
But yes. Yes, we are simultaneously.
Listen, I don't even
Yes.
like cats, but like I'm
And
not gonna
also-
fucking move them through rooms of the house so they can't look at each other. That's not happening. That's racism, okay? I don't like it.
And you would know.
I'm just waiting for this little goblin to tire himself out so he leaves my goddamn cat alone.
I'm gonna let you know right now. It ain't happening.
No, I know. Listen, he's 3 months old. We're on the threshold of him finally calming down.
Oh, he's little.
He's starting to.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
you've got a third cat?
Yeah, we've been over this.
That's right.
Oh, for a second
That's
there, I was
right.
like, no, you guys were both in the same. Never mind.
So here's the thing. My middle cat, she's too nice. She just plays with him and just runs away. I desperately want him to attempt to play with my older cat, who's the old man, will give no shit, and bitch slap him, and then he'll finally learn his lesson. That's what I'm waiting for.
I like that.
Yeah, I can
Not
live
yet,
that. I
it
like
was.
Miso, baby. Come here, baby girl.
But our first thing on the agenda for tonight, no one's gonna play a fucking 30-minute supercut of Brennan Lee Mulligan when I say it's time to look at the agenda.
Nope, not this time.
Good.
I
I'm just
away
gonna tell
all of my-
you right now, this document already annoys me.
Do you guys have the
It
link?
doesn't
haven't-
have,
Well, could
it
you
doesn't
share
have
the
the apostrophe.
Oh, you are actually not the first person to say that. Someone was talking about that on the Reddit post. So I have the Reddit post open right now just so that we can look at this picture because that no longer exists on the home brewery. It was there, but it is no longer there. But this is
Did it just run to the bathroom up there? He is.
The
he goes.
Adventurer's Resume.
What?
So this is a group of backgrounds that Vampire Chicken has made for everybody.
What do you want me to do with it?
Where are you guys? If you're on YouTube, you can click the description of this very video right now. Yeah! 7-stream streak! Like that. I like when everyone's there.
Oh,
That's nice.
I like that excitement.
If you guys are on Twitch, though, what? Okay, I was gonna say I'm posting in the chat the link so you can follow along. However, it will not let me pin it. That's interesting. Why? Let me try the Reddit post, which links to the original. Does that one get pinned? Okay, so I can't pin. That's fantastic. Oh, it's giving the same link no matter what. Why? Interesting. I just realized those are the same. Can I not? Let me do this. There we go. Okay. That is the better version because there are many iterations of things in here. The Reddit post, when he made it, I'm going to assume Vampire Chicken is a dude, but I could be wrong. I don't know. When they made it.
No,
Vampire.
he's the third cousin of Vampire Weekend.
Oh, wow. So then he's sort of kind of famous.
Does that imply the existence of a Vampire Weekday?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No.
I heard a no and then a yes. I need one of you to confirm.
It's a no.
Who is the eldest sage of this council? Wait, hold on.
I am.
Okay, well then your answer is correct.
Who's the eldest sage? Me. I'm a goddamn lich in train.
Let it be known, we confirmed today on this DM Roundtable that Shin is in fact a living fossil. Cue girlfriend laughing in the background.
Oof.
I'll put it to you like this. Nobody can top my grain. No one.
I'm leaving the Reddit post open because there's some comments down on the bottom here about like balance-wise, but I don't know if they've been changed because the Reddit post, there were many edits made afterwards, and there's somebody in here who was like, hey, can you work on backgrounds for this? And Vampire Chicken was like, I got you, homie. But as we will see as we look through the Adventurer's resume, oh, it sent the Reddit post, didn't it? God dang it. You can get to this from there, but he just kind of, it got late, and after a while, yeah, he just stopped writing, like almost mid-sentence. It was late, and he just stopped.
He was sucked off into the immaterial plane.
He was sucked off. Grimjack right now is like tensing his butthole so hard that like I can feel the vacuum.
I thought you were about to say Grimjack is the one sucking him off.
The vacuum into the immaterial void?
Yep.
Into the immaterial plane? Wait, are you now saying that there's an immaterial plane of suction next to the demi-plane of sludge?
Yes. It's so you can feel clean before you freeze to death.
I like this.
Yeah, they call it the demi-plane of Hoktua.
No, we don't support that. We don't support that.
I know.
It would be the... Well, Hoktua is spitting, so isn't this like a...
Oh, yeah. We're no quitter.
This is like a Haut Qua. Haut Qua.
This is not a demi-plane of quitters.
Is that like a French Hoktua?
I guess so.
No, that's Hoktua in Elvish.
Now entered a place I can't save it, and I just have to run away.
This might be one of the streams where
the demi-plane of Coob.
Now that's a demi-plane. That's a demi-plane in hell.
But
I feel like we're about to enter dangerous territory of just unbelievably cursed commentary.
A little bit.
You think
just
we're
a wee
about
bit.
to, and yet you brought us here.
That's true. We were only talking about smut peddling before. We weren't actually peddling it.
Now we full on peddle.
We weren't peddling it?
Also, DM Speedy, I'll let you know right now that one of the gifts I bought for myself is I found a box, pre-release box from Law Junction.
For
like $5. And when I opened the box, at the bottom of it, it just says Yeehaw. And everything in here is quite literally just the wanted posters for things. And I feel like if it weren't for the fact that Outlaw Junction was kind of a meh set with not a lot of support from the Wizards, from WotC. I don't want to invoke their names without invoking the Pinkertons, but...
Fair.
I feel like if this was a much more loved set, it would have done super wonders to have more from this plane of existence.
Oh, of course.
Because this is the Yeehaw plane, which is probably the one plane that you would exist.
The demi-plane of Yeehaw? That, yeah. Possibly.
But I figure most of the things here in the adventurer's resume are like, I don't know, cousin backgrounds to the commoner, because they're all basically commoners. But it's what these specific commoners were doing.
This might take us a whole episode by itself, to be quite realistic.
It's because we're gonna.
It depends on when he peters out.
I mean,
when does things peter out?
Because, like, not all of these are filled in, like Awaz pointed out. Like, after a while, he's just like, I'm gonna put a sentence, and that's done. And there's a lot of blanks, so I'm not too worried about it. But
Awaz, you don't know smut. You sell success. It just happens to come wrapped in R18 plus wrapping paper.
It's just some Juhachi Keen shit. There's also a lot of spelling errors in here, and we're gonna ignore them because we're nice people, okay?
No, we're not. We shame here.
No, it was late.
That's true. It was late, and we know that because it just gave up in the middle. We know it.
Never forget.
Well, as a wise man once said, wake up.
Rubber brush and put a little makeup?
Yeah.
Shut up, makeup!
The makeup is
why
just...
do you leave the kids up on the... Anyway.
Listen, I say this with love. Spell check is the makeup of technology.
Spell check is the devil you don't want to piss off.
No, autocorrect is the devil you don't want to piss off.
No.
Spell check has your back.
That's autocorrect.
Spell check is the designated driver. Autocorrect is the dude telling you to chug 12 beers at once. Enough.
God, I'm autocorrect.
Yes, agreed, 100%. That could be that could be a thing we do later, not necessarily in this episode.
12 beers,
but maybe later we could also fill in the slots because there's plenty missing. But the first background here is tavern employee. Basically, you being able to deal with customer shit has prepared you to fight monsters and argue with people over payment.
I like it.
And also how to cook slightly above average food.
Slightly above average, you're saying.
What constitutes average? Edible?
I guess some flavor.
Well, good thing it's here on the round table because we got nothing but flavor.
It's 100% true.
Here on the demi-plane of suck.
Nope. We're not broadcasting from there yet.
Not yet. That'll be later.
But
maybe
the best way to get there. But the best way to get there, especially when you need 12 beers, might be a tavern employee, the first one we got on the list.
Oh my god, 12 beers. So many. What kind of skill proficiencies do you get, DM Shin?
Well, first and foremost, let's talk a little bit about a tavern employee. Because this guy here notes that, quite literally, it looks like you were just deciding to take on everyday tasks of serving, cooking, cleaning, and maybe entertaining. Which is very important to remember that a proper tavern has entertainment, food, and service.
I would like anyone listening to please like, subscribe, push all the buttons for how hard these two worked for that bit. They are now tavern employees.
I'm going to tell you right now, I could never be a tavern employee because you require two certain words. Choosing from insight, performance, and persuasion. Which honestly makes sense.
Yeah.
I think performance, if you want to have fun with it, is like cool pouring tricks and like you're a fun bartender, like one of those trick bartenders. Insight definitely comes in handy. I could see these being tied to a tavern employee. I think that's something I'm going to have to do here is look at the proficiencies and see if they make sense. Since they're all going to be commoner related. Tool-wise, you might walk around with some brewer's supplies, some cooking utensils, or an instrument. Probably not baking bread though. Sorry, Crump.
No, Crump.
For the one type of instrument, I wish DM Lakara was here because we only realized like 12 sessions into her campaign that all of us can play the flute. And that was, none of us talked about it. It's just everybody in the group can play the flute.
Well, depending on your class, you can play the flute differently.
It's true. We all play different flutes. Like, I just play a blade of grass. Some of them have actual flutes.
Some of them use a strength-based technique. Some of them use dexterity. Some kind of will it.
Like Flute Guy! They build them out of PVC.
Oh, Flute Guy! Shout out to him.
Shout out, Flute Guy! Okay, the equipment, though. A letter of recommendation from your boss, depending on how you left. I love the idea that, like, you're going to the Adventurers Guild in your world, and you hand them a letter of recommendation that's like, oh, yeah, this one right here will figure out all the problem folks
you just go
and
up
get
and
rid
read
of
that
them.
back after you read it.
Oh, there is a lot of joy in there too, especially like if you're starting off if you're letting your players use this in like a Waterdeep campaign, like the idea that Durnan, owner, is just like looking at you and just like, I guess you're an adventurer now. I was an adventurer. Yeah, you can go do an adventure.
You just say back in my day?
Basically.
For Durnan.
How does that make you feel?
For me? I don't feel much. I'm a lich in training.
Oh, snap.
Lich in training.
I also love that you get to, like, you don't take, like, your commoner's clothes with you. You specifically take your work uniform and your apron with you.
So if you choose Barbarian and as a tavern employee, you're just walking around in an apron, a bar tavern.
Who are you talking about? That's customer service.
Yeah. Maid Cafe Barbarian.
Maid Cafe Barbarian.
Maid Cafe Barbarian.
I love this.
I cannot sanction your buffoonery.
I support this with a speed I did not know was possible by human minds.
You do get a feat. Do you want to take a peek at the feat, DM Shin?
Well,
I'm not a circuit director.
A fun feature in your tavern training is you have knowledge on things like how much a meal should cost, the types and how many customers and income a tavern gets based on the area. And your time gives you advantage on perception to locate people in crowds, allowing you to make your way with considerable ease. I like that. I like that the idea is that, hey, you've worked in a tavern so long, you can tell who's blowing smoke and who's really got the goods. Like, you've learned how to discern with a tasteful eye. And if you want to get to somebody, you will. You will.
Yeah.
I love the idea that they're turning that whole, like, when your waiter or waitress, like, lifts the plate over their head and they do, like, this spin to get past the other people. Like, you turn that into a gameplay mechanic. Yes!
Oh my god, I just realized I rolled Crump as a tavern employee.
Well...
See what happened?
Yes. Okay, the first 4 definitely have all of their traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. After that, it gets a little dicey.
Don't you growl at me, I'm helping you.
I flirt and mess with customers. Let's take a look at some of these. Let's just grab some random ones. The first one that points out to me, though, obviously, is I flirt and mess with customers, although I never mean it.
You tease.
So you
No, it's just being professional.
Professional teasing.
Oh, do you show a little skin when you do these interactions?
A little unsolicited ankle.
Way
you
too much
harlot.
Way too much unsolicited ankle. More unsolicited ankle than you know what to do with.
Oh my god, imagine the barbarian fucking showing a little ankle and it just like flexes.
I need nothing but unsolicited ankle.
Okay, I definitely think the first option here in personality trait could have just been your flaw instead. But I do like that that's just your personality. It's not a character flaw.
Casting.
It's just who you are.
Like, no, that's just me. That's just who I am as a person. It's like, really?
All right. Got some ideals.
Being pretty simple. I mean, these are things that I would expect. I think for the characteristics, I'll breeze through these because I feel like the characteristics are always interesting but never required reading. Because you got to remember, folks, and this is a big thing. These are suggested. You don't have to take these. These are just good ideas to kind of peek at and maybe take with you in terms of how you want to promote your character and present them to your party. Because, like, here, they mention in 6 being money. As long as they're paying, it doesn't matter who they are or what they've done. But how about money? You've got a terrible gambling habit. If there's money on the table, you're not leaving it. I think you could have a lot of fun with this. But DM Okami, why don't you tell me, are there any bonds in here that you think stand out?
I was going to say the union one at the bottom, but actually the first bond, I owe my life to my employer as they gave me a job when no one else would. And all I'm thinking of is Sanji from One Piece. If you want to be Sanji, that's your bond.
Yeah, if you're the god Usopp.
Do you also only use kicks because a chef should not sully his hands?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to build Sanji, this is the one for you.
This is how you build Sanji.
If you want to build Sanji, mix with Deku. Here you go.
What do we got for flaws?
Well,
I can read this one real quick. I haven't started.
Yeah.
Go for it.
You are angered easily by rude customers, even when you're not the one behind the counter. Being surrounded by alcohol led me to becoming addicted. Yeah, that tracks.
That tracks.
I gossip with everyone and struggle to keep my secrets. God, Usopp is disappointed in you, Awaz. I hope your pillows are cold tonight. I mean, warm. Dealing with harsh customers made me lose my sense of empathy. Yeah.
It was like
arrogant and overestimate myself constantly. Rush ahead without paying attention to details and orders. That's just you're playing as yourself, as the normal player.
Yeah. You don't like stretchy boys?
Why are you wording it like that?
That's ironically the best way to word it.
Is it?
All right. This next one is probably one of my favorite things anyone could ever come up with. Because clearly in your world, I'm sure there are apprentices and I'm sure there are squires. But what if you also added interns?
Oh, the dungeon. I want you to be a dungeon intern. Like, don't be the intern to the hero. Be the intern to the villain.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
Hey, before I even get into this, right? Just imagine your character, the players meet a character in the dungeon. And he's just looking around, he's looking confused, he's like, oh god, he's gonna kill me, oh god, he's gonna kill me, oh god, he's gonna kill me. And the player's like, oh my god, are you okay? And he's like, listen, the guy who runs this dungeon, he's gonna kill me. And all they hear is that, and they're like, we gotta help this guy. And he's like, oh, they're the people I'm totally supposed to get rid of. Well, I guess I'm kind of stuck with them, and your player's entire job now is to just not get discovered. Have fun.
Gotta do what you gotta do. The interns feature, which we'll get to a little bit later, but the first thing any of you will notice is that skill proficiencies only has 1 by default, which is weird, but that is because of the feature. And people are like, oh, the feature's too strong. However, we'll talk about that when we get to it. Because there's still tool proficiencies, one gaming set of your choice. Because, you know, you're going to have downtime when you're just, you know, standing right behind someone and asking,
Not when you're
what
an
do I
intern.
do? What do I do? What do I do? What do
In
I
the
do?
middle of combat, you just whip out your solitaire set.
Your equipment is your resume and a secondhand uniform that doesn't fit properly. That's my favorite. It's the barbarian's made costume, but you're not a barbarian.
Sorry, what?
I think though, the lower your intelligence is as a dump stat, the worse your resume looks.
God.
They're all. It's always if it's low enough, it's in the wrong language for who you're submitting it to.
You're like, I got it professionally written. Yeah, but by goblins. Oh, I love this idea. I love this idea. Okay. Now, as for the secondhand uniform, what job do you think would have the most interesting secondhand uniform?
Where did you acquire this secondhand uniform?
Whoever hired you gave it to you. They were like, ah, I hope it's from like a dude who I was originally gonna say like the dung collector, but then I was like, no. This secondhand uniform that doesn't fit properly, it has to come from someone who died on the job. It has to.
Yeah, it absolutely has blood stains. It's like, hey, what's this red spot? It'll come out with some club soda.
Well, we teach kindergartners.
It'll come out with some club soda.
Good lord. Gremlins.
Who wants to take on this feature of on-the-job experience?
Well, though you are inexperienced, this just means that you have not yet reached your full potential. So, instead of asking for better work-life balance, spend an hour a day for 5 days training and observing fellow party members or skilled NPCs. You can learn a skill, tool, weapon, tool, instrument, 2 tools. Oh, an artisan tool or a regular tool. An instrument or gaming set's proficiency. You can learn 4 proficiencies with this feature, but only 2 of these can be skills. So essentially, you just have extra proficiencies. Because you're a skill monkey.
Yeah.
Shit, I wish I could do this.
You could.
This is like fast learner on roids. But
this is fast learner on crack.
You know what?
I'm on crack it up.
What I thought about while I was reading this is you can kind of rework it to being a class.
Mm-hmm.
Where at every single level up, you just gain something from a different class that you were more or less studying.
Well, I think then that would be everyone's class in a very open D&D world or campaign.
Hear me out. Hear me out. You simply and only get what they would get at that next level. So say you were like, oh, I'm going to be a bard for 5 levels, and you suddenly become wizard, you just get level 6 wizard shit. And that's it.
Interesting.
I think my only issue would be that somehow the players would overbreak things that I didn't need broken.
I was just
very
thinking,
quickly.
What if like you skipped?
You're telling me they don't do that anyway?
True.
They can't.
But like,
They
what
won't.
if you skipped level 1 or 2 when you get spellcasting with a wizard, and then you take that level 6 ability, and you realize you don't know how to cast spells?
I'd assume spellcasting is like implicit. Like you would get, like if you suddenly jumped a class, you would get those abilities, but you're like, I don't know how to use this, so you actually have to go learn how to use it real quick.
Well, the thing about it is, though, especially with spellcasting abilities, it would have to be non-magical abilities only. You couldn't take spellcasting because spellcasting, by nature of the world, requires. Now again, it's D&D, so you can do whatever you want. But in a standard campaign, if we're following the rules of a class, wizards train, warlocks patron, clerics pray, and sorcerers bleed magic.
It's
So unless you're a bugbear who happened to eat somebody.
I, so like canonically in the Forgotten Realms, there's a country called Helrua, and currently they're on the sister planet of Toro because they saw the spell plague was coming and they were like, "Peace out, deuces." But Helrua, as a country, their whole thing is that they just love magic, even though they're also quite racist and there's plenty of bad things. But like as a country,
As most magical empires
yeah,
tend to be.
as a country, they're like, yo, everybody's gonna learn at least one cantrip. Like your baby, we're gonna teach them. They're gonna learn how to use a cantrip, and they all do. And I'm like, so really, if the governments were better, we could just be teaching people cantrips all over the place.
You're asking a lot.
I know. I know.
You want Faerun to be better?
Ugh. Make Faerun great again.
All right, Ketheric
Oh,
form,
no.
calm down.
Actually, I really like the acronym for that because you can be like, motherfucking God!
Mufka? Got that
I like
Mufka.
this.
Oh, don't be talking about my Mythka right now.
Yo, suggested characteristics. Interns come in a wide range of personalities and looks, since almost anyone can become one. Some love to work for no pay and come into work every day with a smile and coffee for everyone. No, they don't. They're going to murder you in your sleep.
Yes. 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 We're not playing the happy intern. All interns straight disgruntled. Just pure disgruntling.
What if you play the intern as like a warlock, but for any class? Where essentially if you just lose the job, you just forget how to do shit for a while. You're like, oh god, I'm on my own.
But I mean, that's how warlock should work. If you piss off your patron, he's supposed to snatch your power.
No, no, that's just warlocks.
Hmm.
Warlocks are indentured servants.
I consider them lackeys.
Unpaid interns.
Warlocks are in fact unpaid interns. So if you're an intern, imagine you're an intern for a warlock patron, like a patron that's not your patron.
Oh my god. Your patron hates you so much, they're like, you gotta go work for this guy who's gonna give you nothing. And once you're real fed up, then you can come back to me.
You're interning for the warlock so that you can just get a sliver of his power.
You're not interning for the warlock that's giving you power. You're interning for the warlock, for the guy the warlock hates. And he's amused by it, so he keeps giving you power. But every time you threaten to quit, he's like, I don't think you want to do that.
You have to fight your patron physically. You have to fight the warlock physically for sick days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, damn, you gotta throw hands for sick time? That's just wrong.
Yeah, it also will never promote you. So you have to make a hell of a case to try and get promotions.
It's true.
He's
All right.
More Britain. He doesn't give us much on the characteristics, but I think we ripped apart the intern quite well.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is we need to do a one-shot of Oops, all interns.
We have so many.
We have so many one-shots. Oops, all commoners. Oops, all interns.
Oops, all intern. Oops, we played something. We got a laundry list. Maybe that's what we'll do for the next year of DM Roundtable. We could literally have nothing but, hey, all those episodes we promised you.
It's true.
Okay, so forgive me as I'm ignorant to the ways of polls. Are people able to submit like their own Like, if you put like a poll where they can just type in anything, are they able to do that?
I don't think so.
No?
Could make a.
Because if you can do like a Dropbox suggestion, what you could do is just have it. Now this is gonna be utter chaos.
Versus night crew for benefits.
Where I'm trying to find the right words. Essentially, they give us buzzwords for the theme, plot, and everything of the one shot, and we just have to fucking deal with it.
I mean, we could do a poll for. I could change the. I could add a lore pass down thing to put in a suggestion of focus words or something like that. That might work.
Gizmo, for God's sakes, will you leave this cat alone?
Oh,
motherfucker, I'm bad at this point.
For focus words. Okay. That's not bad.
Like, for example, I'm gonna regret this. Hey, give us a focus word so we can discuss at the end of this recording.
Interns versus night crews for benefits, yes.
I think that's fine by itself. I like that.
I need the stock work. I need the overnight stock workers to be like, yo, we're sick and tired of this shit. We're revolting.
I'm right.
We just like, oh, fuck you, overlords. It's just an entire one shot of us rising up against our corporate overlords for like a 2-cent raise. We're like, yeah, we did it.
It's true. Next up, we've got the Scrivener. The office worker of the fantasy realm. You learned how to read and write. You might as well put it to good use.
Special already.
I need this person to have the worst intelligence stat,
though. The worst one.
Because you naturally gain proficiencies in history, arcana.
Cleaning lady with nothing left to lose.
You just gain them? Wait, how many proficiencies do you get out of this?
You choose two like the others. You find yourself between history, arcana, and investigation. But
damn, I didn't know you were a dork.
Nah, you might be.
Oh my God, you're on the way to attend the next Papyrus and Pens convention. Wow.
You mean Papyrus?
Yes.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yes.
It upset me greatly.
I was confused. My brain read Papyrus, and I was like, that had to be on purpose, right?
So what I'm hearing is, Shin, you failed the wisdom save.
I always fail the wisdom save. My perception is trash. I'm blind. What do you mean? Of the people in the round table, I'm probably one of the only wearing glasses.
I mean, that just shows you are a wizened elder.
Nope, lich in training.
Wizened lich in training. How about that?
You won't need glasses forever because eventually your eyeballs will disintegrate. So.
Exactly.
Eventually your eyeballs will dissipate into dust.
It's true.
Also, my phylactery is a Waffle House.
Oh.
It's an entire Waffle House.
You'll be on this plane
I'm never
forever.
dying. You're not taking me out.
Can you make a phylactery an entire franchise as a whole? So like if a new one opens, you just get a new one.
Can
you? I was wondering, can you link it to like a generational curse kind of thing? That would be dope.
I think if you're
an abstract, I like that.
My favorite one I've ever seen is they made their phylactery like a coin that they just spent one day. So just like, oh yeah, my phylactery's somewhere in the kingdom. I don't even know where it is. So good luck finding it. It could be in your pocket for all you know.
That's good.
I'm like that's fucked up, but amazing.
I have also heard a pebble that I threw in the river.
Which river? I don't know. That was 100 years ago, bro. You expect me to remember?
But the coin is good because it can travel real far. I mean, if the river leads to the ocean, also pretty good. But
well, I mean, I guess if it was like something like Cardinal,
Yeah, you stay
where
in your little tiny hole.
Oh Jesus!
I think, and he dropped it in the ocean.
Yes.
I'd be like, good luck finding my phylactery.
Yeah. Jesus.
I'd be like, first get
The hangover with magical objects. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
But if you're a scrivener, let me ask you a question, Okami.
Hmm.
What do you happen to what else do you actually I'm noticing one thing. They're the first one that gets to choose a language.
Yeah.
You actually speak.
Well, I mean, they are wizened ones who write things down.
Hmm.
Well, no, you speak legalese.
Oh.
Nerd.
You're a scrivener. Listen, shut up, tavern worker. Nobody asked her.
It's not my fault they don't pay me.
They don't pay you, and you can't read anyway.
Damn it. It was like Ma used to say.
Oh, actually, the feature here, filing expert, could come in a lot of handy.
Tell us about it.
Your office days have granted you a knowledge of storage spaces above that of an ordinary man. You can recall the location of any item you've stored in the past month, and you have advantage on any investigation checks when you have to find an item amongst other items, such as in a library or a vault, and know the item you are looking for. You don't need to have seen it, but you must know vaguely what it looks like. That could be that could come in super handy. That might even be more useful than the 2014 Ranger, like, not being able to get lost.
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This
Though
guy?
2014 Ranger's inability to be lost wholeheartedly implies that they want to be found as well.
Oh, profound. This guy could find both of those phylacteries that we mentioned before, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially if he has to do an investigation check since he has a natural advantage. Though I think your players could probably use a scrivener when you have to find an item amongst other items and know the item you are looking for.
The items you're looking for?
My players just... So, for those of you who run not on D&D Beyond, D&D Beyond, like, I'm going to say 3-4 months ago, added a new feature called Party Inventory. And now you can put your shit in an inventory, like, space that everyone on the team can see. And we had this conversation where I was like, listen, if you guys have an item that, like, the party would use, I don't give a shit which one of you is carrying it. I'm gonna assume you've been passing it around, okay? And they're like, no, we're gonna put them all in party inventory. And I was like, okay, whatever, at least you can see them now. And then Grimbo was like, all right, I'm gonna look through my whole inventory. Every item that I'm not gonna use regularly, which is a stupid thing for him to say because he only uses 2 items over and over and over again. But every item I'm not gonna use regularly, I'm going to put it in party inventory. So the rest of them are, like, preparing for this huge battle we're about to have. And he, for the first time in, like, I don't know, 4.75 years, is actually going through his inventory line by line.
I can see that.
You know, miracles can happen sometimes.
Yeah. But do any of these personality traits for the Scrivener stand out to either of you?
Well, I happen to think that the personality trait of I hate working on the weekend and I'll try my hardest not to really implies that, like, if your character hits a point where, like, your players are in the dungeon and, like, it passes to, like, what would be considered a Saturday.
You just say fucking walk out.
They're like, whoa. You want to do what? Nah, I gotta go. Work?
Nah.
Am I getting
Can't
paid
do that.
extra for this? No?
Yeah,
Goodbye.
no, and you're like, oh, well, goodbye.
I think that is guaranteed your first question. Oh, so we're getting overtime for this?
Overtime.
This guy, when it
You had an
hits,
intern to speak for the labor laws.
this guy,
This guy.
the moment like midnight passes and it becomes the weekend, he just Liam and Tiny Huts himself.
What time it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. No. He absolutely. He dimension doors out. He's like, oh man, look at the time.
Wait,
I gotta
no,
go.
hold on, guys. You get the keen mind feat, but only to tell when you're off the clock.
You only know when your work day starts and stops.
That is the
You're like,
most useless but greatest use of that thing ever.
He's in the middle of combat and he's just like, nope, that's it for me. And he just walks away.
Sorry, not today. Get out of my way.
You're quite literally Yojimbo in Final Fantasy X, except you have a clock outside. Like instead of paying, you have to pay for them to use an ability, but then on top of it, if it's a certain day, they just won't use the ability. They'll be like,
Like I don't feel like
it.
I've had enough.
I've had enough.
Oh, Saz. Can't help you.
I like that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always forget about the.
Any of the ideals pop out to any of you?
I mean, okay.
Right.
I wish DM Lacar was here because I think that
Alright.
he would get a kick out of this idea.
But I understand.
The fourth ideal, education. Everyone should be taught how to read and write. It's just the idea that there's a person going around and just like in the middle of combat, you've got a paladin who gets sick and tired. He's also a scrivener, and instead of his smite is just like, what? Huh? Low intelligence? Read a damn book. And he's just Uncle Ruckus from that episode.
No, it's literally like the Scrivener wizard talking to their barbarian. It's like, good lord, man, read a goddamn book. He's like, I can't.
I love
still
that
Uncle
the
Ruckus from that episode because I just want to see him yell read.
I also
Just like the Bulldogs episode.
If it's a bard, he's going ReadAbo. Okay.
Oh my god.
I also like that the next one is kind of the opposite,
I'm gonna pick it up in a second.
where it's freedom of voice, though.
Two of them
Okay, not freedom, everyone. It's freedom.
Freedom.
But anyone should be allowed to write, regardless of who they are or what they wrote. I'm just imagining that everyone in this person's party just has a book full of racial slurs. Like, not definitions or anything. It's just straight up every page is a different racial slur.
And that would be the paladin.
Even better, it's the cleric.
Oh my god, but it's written like the paladin.
Wait.
Now, Oh.
Did you get down to Bond number 1?
I did. I was just about to talk about that. I was just about to bring up how that irks me uncontrollably. My boss taught me how to read and write and gave me jobs. I owe them my life.
He gave me job, not a job. Boss taught me read, write, gave job.
I just think of that video which is like, fight. Your wife died.
You know, it's
How
like
it's babby formed. How way to do instain mother.
Think of it this way: it's not wrong. They were taught how to read and write, just not well.
But also
really
saved my. I owe them my life because they taught me how right, not good.
All right, not good. Yep. That's a statement. That's a statement. That's a
I don't
statement.
know how to feel about this.
You shouldn't feel much. It hurts less.
I can't feel anymore.
All right, and
You're killing
flaws.
me softly.
You can't read.
Wait. Flaw number 3. I dislike people and would rather work with a book.
DM car.
Hear me out. Hear me
That's
out.
so. That's
That's a
hilarious.
warlock right there.
No,
Or
but that's
wizard.
so DM Lakar though. Just like every character I've thrown her in one of my one shots, it's like, ooh, I gotta interact with humans. How about I don't?
Human? People? Intelligence? Nah. Book.
I like book.
Also, to be honest, I'm gonna put the first 3 we've gone through in the repository. Like, they're not bad.
They're not.
Pretty funny, I won't lie.
I think it goes well with the idea of the commoner background that we were working on originally, only because it gives a lot of weight, and it's also kooky.
Yeah.
You know me and kooky. I love that kooky stuff.
Thank you, Awaz. Ooh, you know what I gotta do? Which I don't think I've done on the stream yet. Or maybe I did last time? I don't remember. Maybe I did? Where's the right camera? No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Oh, I left the... Oh, these need to be changed. Some of them are wrong. Oh, no. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Because, look, you can get merch like this on our Redbubble shop. It's a pillow with my logo on it. Wow.
Hey, hellos?
Okami, what else can they do to help out the channel?
You guys can click so many links. So Awaz is putting them in the chat because she's awesome, and I gotta put them in the YouTube chat, which I haven't yet. But also because Nightbot is slow on YouTube, it's gonna take a real long time to do so, and I apologize for that. But you can hit all the buttons, and you know who can tell us to hit buttons the best? The disembodied voice of
Oh my god.
DM Lakara.
Hit the
DM
buttons.
Lakara, take us.
Do the thing. If you have money, make the
Alright.
buttons give him money. If you don't
Okami,
have money,
I think I speak
just hit
for
the
you.
buttons that
Yeah, because I am
subscribe,
a Wisent
and
the
that also
Elder
gets
as
some money.
well.
So you get to feel good either way.
If we get a video or a merch purchase of a certain amount, Okami will in fact make a body pillow that will be on the store.
Okami already has to do that for the simple fact that that's already been
No,
done.
I didn't.
Double-sided pillows. So, weird thing about the pillows is that you can buy on Redbubble just the pillowcase, or you can buy the pillow and the insert, which is not polyfill. It's like a actual pillow that you shove in here. But if you get their specific pillow, like the insert, it is very difficult to shove into the bottom of the pillowcase. Like, it is just like an inch too wide, and you really gotta shove it in there. It took 3 humans to shove in the last insert. So I got just the pillowcase here, and I put some memory foam cubes that I had from a pillow, and also polyfill. However, if you buy just regular polyfill and you do not bag it before you put it inside this pillow, the specific strands, let's see how close I can get. I don't think it's going to work. But the specific strands of polyfill will actually come through the pillow. Like, the space between the threads is wide enough for the polyfill to come out of the pillow. So just be aware. I was like,
Okay.
is my sister's dog shedding everywhere? And I was like, oh no, the polyfill is slowly sliding through it.
Hey Okami, I'm gonna let you know right now the difficulty I had listening to you to allow me to let you get through that whole conversation of just talking about Phil and polyfill, and that was a lot. I appreciate my strength, but I was not that strong. If you do that, if you do the my pillow bit, I will leave you. Like, no joke. I will be. Awaz, you can't have the kids. They're not even our kids.
It's true.
We took them from somebody else.
I just wanted to Vanna White my own pillow. It's nice.
Statement.
I love it. I love it. And now when I look at the screen and it says filing expert, my brain auto-corrected that to filling expert, because that's what I am. A filling expert.
And yeah, somehow we found a way to make this chat and this stream go to places I didn't think humanly possible.
For those of you on YouTube, I'm going to give you some links that you can click on, and they'll help out the channel, and they'll help out DM Roundtable, so we can keep coming back here, giving you some good stuff every week.
Whether you like it or not. But you do like it because you keep coming back.
Yeah! Yeah! We don't have the 10 concurrent viewers that we had last week, but, like, I'm happy you're all here. Chilling.
This is true. We love you.
Oh, yes. Krampus. Oh, yes. You can do this. Now, specifically about this Geek Tank Games minis link, you will get 20% off your purchase. That is true. I'm supposed to get a bonus based on people buying stuff with my code. My boss does not do that, so just keep buying them for the discount. I don't care anymore.
Buy it. We support it. Do
Yep.
it. It still supports us, and we like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do it up. You're coming! That is a good emote. I want that emote. That is a fantastic emote. I'm gonna get you.
I like how AWA's just like, I will be your Krampus. Does that mean you're kidnapping us?
We're gonna get in your sack. You're gonna suck us off in your sack.
Anywho,
let's move
a
on.
blacksmith.
The blacksmith. A lot of people think that this feature is too strong, but we'll see. Who wants to tell us about the blacksmith?
Well, I think you should, Okami.
Oh, okay. Blacksmith. Blacksmiths are necessary for the average adventuring party. So instead of having to wait till you get to town and pay for repairs, why don't you have one in your party at all times? Yay! That's pretty good. Especially if you're playing a game where you're, oh dear God, no. That was in response to Awaz, who said she can draw me pregnant. You sure could. I wish you wouldn't, but you sure could.
Awaz, do it.
Mpreg is not for me.
Don't you already have experience with the miracle of childbirth?
That's true. I do have a son. My son. Oh, he's in the other room. Whatever. I'm not getting my
You
son.
didn't flush him?
No, I would never.
Sure about
I
that?
thought he was gonna snuggle with Dex, to be honest, but he did not. So, you get to choose 2 skill proficiencies from sleight of hand, history, intimidation, and athletics. I guess they're going for you use sleight of hand with your blacksmith's tools?
I could sort of see that. That's a very, to me, that's a bit of a stretch. I'm not gonna lie.
Because, like, you
What
don't
if I want to
use
use my
Dex.
acrobatics?
Listen, if you want to flip over and use those really long tongues in strange ways,
I didn't learn how to do a sick kickflip to not use it while blacksmith.
yes.
We really need to find new ways to say things, I think, sometimes. Either I'm in the Awaz dimension secretly in my brain. Which is not an impossible feat.
It's true.
It
Or
was,
I've
which
under-
dimension would you be the immortal ruler of?
Coon. The dimension of Coon. I'll
The
answer
dimension
that
of
for you.
Kumst?
Yeah.
Yep, you heard me.
I
The
did.
pillow
and I
fort.
questioned.
That sounds cute.
Oh,
I'm sure
really?
there's an Eldritch Abomination in it, but
That's what you'd call it at first. The old Eldritch Abomination.
All right. The
Hey,
feature
we
here.
gotta go forward.
Yeah.
Try to try.
The feature here is forged in fire, because the I is also capitalized. But your work with searing heat and molten metal has steeled your heart. You have advantage on saves against being frightened and concentration checks caused by non-magical fire, as well as history checks relating to weapons and armor. listen, I'm going to give you weapon and armor cunning, okay? But by taking 1 minute to inspect a piece of equipment, you can learn vague knowledge, such as its approximate price. I don't know if that's vague, but you can spend more time to learn additional knowledge, such as the age of the item and a more accurate price. So someone said, this is overpowered because you have advantage from being frightened from your background, when that should be a racial feat. And I was like, okay, in my head, when you're a baby, everything is fucking scary. I don't know if you're going to get, I'm not scared because I'm a tiefling baby. Like, other people will be scared of you, which in turn will probably make you scared. So I honestly think advantage on being frightened, saves against being frightened, is better to come from your background than your race.
I also think that there's something cool to the idea of it being part of you being forged in the fire. Your will and like temperament is forged in the fire.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Because you're used to, for lack of a bad pun, you're used to working under pressure. You know.
Yeah.
Well, and also you have to learn to not be afraid of the flame. That's actually one of the core like things that they teach in like glass blowing, metallurgy, things of that nature. You have to actually get over your aversion to the idea of ever being burnt. Because once you've gotten over that fear, you can successfully work under any circumstance.
Yeah. I like this.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
I just immediately, my eyes zoomed in on part of the suggested characteristics, where it's like, who says a blacksmith can't be into fine arts or maybe even be the biggest fan of that really popular boy band? You know the one. And this leads me to believe that everybody's universe has a version of online in it, like Warframe does.
No, every universe has a version of Soul Decision.
Oh yes, fantastic! I love this.
It's canon now.
It's canon now. All right, who wants to look at these do any of the personality traits stick out to any of you?
I mean, quite honestly, when it comes to being a blacksmith, let's see. I blush and get embarrassed whenever someone comes. Okay. Someone going ooh woo every time you go, that's a nice sword. Just being like, thanks. That's kind of
even better if you're a muscle daddy.
Oh, just like the biggest.
Literally, someone compliments your work. He's like, ooh, thank you. Ooh.
I as you should. No,
I love this. It's canon now.
It's canon now. It's like, but honestly, I feel like a lot of these make sense for a blacksmith. Like, kind of scrolling, like 7. I worked hard for these muscles, so of course I'm gonna flex them.
Oh hell yeah!
Now that's a blacksmith made by Speedy.
That was my muscle wizard last.
I would say that's more of a Okami problem.
that
Honestly, my favorite part of that whole thing was how uncomfortable Clubs made his character.
Oh yes.
It's just like, why is he flexing again?
Well, because literally, I was just like, you guys are in a room, and you're like, can I flex? And I was like, yes. I have no idea why you want to, but you can absolutely flex.
It's like, you can, but why? And you're like, I will take no further questions.
Fantastic.
Flex on. Go for it.
Honestly, I really like the last ideal. Improvement. Every failed piece of work is an opportunity to learn. Good on you, bro, for not getting depressed.
You know what? I love the fact that most of these have, something of a healthy mindset.
Yeah.
In some configuration.
Oh.
I can support this.
The fourth bond, equipment isn't just an extension of yourself. They're their own being, even though it's the wrong there. But it was late. Don't worry about it. and should be
It
treated
was
with
late, you're right.
respect. I love that this guy just walks, like when you camp at night, he inspects every piece of equipment that everyone is using. And he's like, hey, you didn't clean the blood off that blade. That blade is crying right now. It's gonna rust.
Actually, do like
And you just make your intern cry. He's like, I'm sorry, man. He starts fucking sobbing uncontrollably.
like, hey, what did I tell you about that crying?
Cut it out. Put that crying shit out. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, boss.
Oh wait, hold on one sec.
How you got fired from your last job? Cheers.
It's how you got fired from the demi-plane of sludge.
I scrolled down just to see how many more of them were complete, and then I was like, oh no, this is the fourth one. This is the last one that's fully complete. However, that passed by the last flaw on this character. I'd prefer to haggle over equipment with my fists.
I mean, that tracks.
Did you write that one?
I mean, I support that one. I support that with reckless.
I completely seen Okami have written that.
Can I have a discount? And then they're like, well, what kind of the
You just
5-finger
hear every muscle,
discount?
like-
And they're like, should I call the police? Are you gonna steal? Are you a thief? No. And
No,
you
no,
just
no.
punch them in the face.
They go, should I call the police? And you go, and you whip out a badge. I am the police.
Oh no! What the twist?
Oh.
She just laid
That's
into
fantastic.
them with reckless abandon.
But now we're on to ones that it is not like you just can't see them because they didn't get finished. It was late, but a lot of them at least go into the features. So as long as they have a feature, we're still going to go over them. You don't
Fair.
necessarily need the
So guys,
rest.
while it's early, make sure to pick out your favorite of these backgrounds and let Okami know.
True. I'm going to switch the music over because now we're in a little bit of working class. Well, I mean, we were already working class folks, but these are extra working class folks. Because next up, we've got
shit.
the carpenter.
We're as your caller now.
Well, I mean, listen, if you're a carpenter, in a world of magic and dragons, someone still has to make the chair. Honestly, it was late, but that's clever.
Yeah, you got
That's
it,
clever.
dude.
You got it. You got me there. Kudos.
You
Kudos.
cooked. You made a late night snack.
Obviously, there's a lot that you could work with as a carpenter. I feel like already. But this automatically just creates the idea of like, oh, you're a carpenter. You're just out here, just prepping stuff.
Oh no.
Dinners look ready. Work. I saw the alert too. Ooh.
I just read the last sentence, and when it says
They
you're
want
searching
that,
for the mythical tree that produces you mean the bile tree?
A mythical tree.
Are you looking for a chipping of the bile tree?
You know what? You just might.
Sometimes it hurts to have ears that work.
It's supposed to.
I'm gonna put a
how you
card
know
to
they're
that
working.
right now.
No.
Ooh,
But
mimic
my
Magus.
primordial connection to the demi-plane of sludge.
What proficiencies do y'all get?
Well,
That
you
one.
can choose from history, medicine, or athletics. Which, okay, history, okay,
Yeah.
maybe athletics. You should be strong. You got to carry a lot of wood. Medicine.
Honestly, I would have chosen survival over medicine here.
Yeah. Maybe insight to tell, like, how good the wood is before you use it.
I guess they're just assuming.
You just know good wood when you see it.
Yes, but I guess they're assuming you can make splints and shit. I mean, I guess you could, but that's not really like making the splint I wouldn't consider that a meta. That's more of just being handy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really the way I would see it.
Might switch that over to yeah. I'm just writing notes for when I add this to the repository. Assuming I'm going to add this to the repository. I don't know. We haven't finished it yet.
Okay, Awaz, if that's the pillow fort, come down.
What? You got to see the pillow fort? Oh my god. Messages. Oh my god, it's fun. I want to hang out.
Now, to keep going, you do start with, obviously, those are wood carver's tools. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Honestly, I would make the change not or. You're getting both.
Yeah.
You're a goddamn carpenter. Like,
yeah.
You work with wood. You're getting some frickin' woodworking tools and some carpenter's tools. You might even get some mason's tools to be. Well, no, not mason's. That's stone, really. But long and short of it, you're getting some tools.
Yeah.
What do you start with, though? This is interesting. Handsaw, hammer, 10 nails,
ready.
a set of work clothes, and a leather apron, and a pouch containing 15 gold. Why do you start? This is the only one I've seen start with money for no explained reason.
I think it's because
at the
beginning,
fresh from a job.
He's like, oh, you're good at building things out of wood and being paid a good amount. But, like, I would assume a blacksmith makes more than a carpenter because they're more specialized.
Yeah,
I
mean, that makes sense.
So that is weird that I mean, there's probably more things that use wood in most medieval fantasy-ish worlds, but that would mean there's less demand. That's an interesting one. I mean, good on you, man. I'm not gonna be mad at you for rising up from being the poor proletariat. Good for you. You did good.
You're not gonna yuck his yams?
Nah. Ooh.
Good on you.
Who wants to tell us about fine joinery?
Fine joinery.
You want to take a shot at it, Speedy?
Your experience with wood give you greater insights to things made of it. You gain advantage on checks relating to wooden structures, as well as advantage on attacking wooden structures. Additionally, if you have a piece of wood and a knife, you can spend some time to make a small wooden carving or sculpture with 1 minute for a simple carving sculpture, 5 minutes for an average carving sculpture, and 10 or more minutes for a complex carving or sculpture. And playing this background gets you the personality, the single personality. You're sturdy and reliable as furniture you make. Some call me too wooden, though.
I'm gonna play that guy as if he has less frames in all of his animations.
Oh my god. Well, I'm
oh my god, you only move in keyframes.
Also, just imagining that, like, you're talking to, like, the big bad evil. You're talking to the BBG or like a villain, and the person who picked the carpenter is watching this conversation go on for a while, and they're just furiously like carving away. And like the enemy's like, what the hell are you doing back there? And you're like, oh, my bad. You were taking so long. I made you a statue. And they're like, what? This craftsmanship is amazing. I won't kill you now. Like, wow,
I wanna give this background to there's a guy in our campaign. He's an NPC. His name is Dave, but my players call him All My Friends Are Dead because he was one of 3 remaining rust axes at the beginning of our campaign, which was like our version of the Red Hands. And my players kept interrogating him to tell. They were like, "You got to tell us where the rest of your people are," and he was like, "I don't understand." And like they were they were really interrogating him. Like they were doing things to him, and he's like, "All my friends are dead. You killed them all." So they don't call him Dave ever. To his face, they call him, "All my friends are dead."
So your party
Are your
killed
party
this man.
members aware they're dicks?
So what you're telling me is your party killed this man's friends. And then because he has no friends to now return to, your party's just like, well, why don't you have friends? And leave it to them. Leave it.
Lol, imagine having homies.
Wow, man.
And
Wow,
he's
man,
like
you used to have
their
friends?
friend now, which is hilarious. They still call him "All
Is
my
he
friends are
really?
dead." Like he
Is he
goes and
really their
sells
friend?
little wood carvings and what have you, and they're like, "Oh yeah, go buy something from "All my friends are dead."
You know, I say often how often I want to kill your party. It doesn't change.
You still
I don't.
feel intensely towards these people?
I don't feel intense. I just
A
think
little
they're.
bit, just a little bit.
I just think they should
Just
let
a
me.
wee.
I just think you should let me run them through something, okay? I'll bring them back.
But would they stay the same?
Probably not. How do we feel about farmers?
We are
Farmers.
farmers.
Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Don't say that.
We're programmed. We're all sleeper
We're not-
agents.
We're not sponsored, we swear.
Please don't sue us. We don't have money to pay you.
We're all sleeper agents for farmers insurance.
It's just like if someone goes Red Robin.
Yum. I could go for
Someone's
some Red
gonna
Robin
say it.
right now.
I haven't had Red Robin in years, but I digress.
Well, if you're a farmer, I like the first thing they say is vital for society. You spent time and sweat planting and harvesting crops to feed your friends, family, and neighbors.
Oh.
First off, that's a bold assumption that I'm feeding. That's a very bold assumption. Because I'll be real with you. I mean, I like those motherfuckers.
Crump loves his family.
I'll wind up dead.
No, why must you all be mean to Crump?
Crump won't drink when I tell Crump to drink.
That's because Crump doesn't give in to peer pressure.
I'm just gonna go down. You know, so out of point statement. So Crump is a character that in a game that Speedy and I are in together with clubs, and my character being overly how do I say?
You can say alcoholic. It's okay.
Not an alcoholic. He's just got a purpose, and that purpose is finding a wife. Because he's an elf and he'll live forever, so he really needs income for his next forever. Is he a little bit of a Black Widow?
Oh. Oh no.
He's not taking him out. It's just he's an elf. They die naturally.
They
True.
die naturally.
Well, I'm not dying. The hell?
I know you're not dying.
And
but,
he's like the opposite of Freerin. He knows about love and
Oh, yeah,
companionship.
he knows all about that. He just don't give a damn. His name is also Hands Bound by Crows.
Oh.
we call him Caw.
We just call him. But he's always trying to get Speedy's character drunk. With the help of another friend of ours, who is also determined to get Speedy's character drunk.
Yeah, it's a bit of a clusterfuck.
Not for me, it's not.
I didn't say
For
it
me.
was. It's just a...
For me, the cluster makes a lot of no. Almost as if you were a farmer. Like,
you know,
always keep coming back.
I'm good with wheat.
You know, you've done more than enough of your fair share working this farm, so why not take an indefinite break to go slay monsters? I don't think those are the same things. But hey, whatever. Some way to get you off the farm. What kind of proficiencies are we looking at?
Well,
I know you're all looking at equipment right now. We'll get there, don't worry.
Well, you get to choose too. Obviously, you get to choose from survival, animal handling, and nature. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like that. That's just on brand. You also might gain an artisan tool of your choice. And now, of course, the part we've all been wanting to get to, your equipment. Okami, what is the first item you start with?
Aho!
Don't talk about yourself like that. Yes, you do start with a hoe. You also,
Oh, you get whatever tool you have proficiency
Yeah.
in. Because sometimes you don't actually start with a tool.
a set of dirty work clothes. And once again, just a pouch full of 5 gold. Because, you sold some beans to the farm, off the farm.
Or you gave your extra 5 gold to the carpenter for some reason.
He made you a better hoe.
What do we got for this feature, though?
A little lay of the land?
Hmm.
Well, obviously, experience with the stability of soil. With the suitability, I can't read now.
Well,
I
it's
clearly
the
not a servant.
suitability, actually.
Wow. Even better. The suitability of soil for crops allows you to determine how well soil could grow for specific crops. You also are able to tell how long a plant has been growing, when it will be ripe and flower. You may not be able to tell exactly with rare or exotic plants. I appreciate them pointing that out because
Yeah.
you have a campaign in which the point of it is to find a ripened thing. The farmer background would probably be able to help you out with being like, it's a good chance it grows around here because this is really good soil. Like, this is extra good soil. But for him to be like, yeah, let's come back in 6 weeks. I don't like that.
I'm also just imagining this particular character, like, every time they go to a new area, he takes a knee in the dirt and, like, just takes a handful and, like, sniffs it and, like, licks it just a bit. And they're like, oh, yeah, I know it can grow here.
It's like, yo, some good dirt.
And everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, man,
That's
that
good
guy's
dirt.
I'm just imagining your players being like, did this guy just lick dirt? Yeah, it was good dirt.
The hoe of annihilation! I like
Honestly, I will say one thing about all of these backgrounds, and it's the only issue I have with all of them. And that is that, in truth, adventurers usually aren't normal people. So all of these characters need to have a good reason as to why the hell they left home. Because these are just regular, good-paying jobs. You're going to have to really, I think, work a reason in as to why your character may or may be joining up or teaming up with people in a situation like that, personally. That's just my 10 cents.
Or, like, each and every one of these are the chosen one. If that's what you're going for, then I guess it works. I'm looking at you, Dungeon Siege.
Or, for anyone that played, the Hoe of Annihilation, yes, they was. I have played the Ultimate Series. I am well aware of Lord British. Classic game. But I would say the other way you could probably use a lot of these would just be, oh, hey, the whole town got blown up. And what was your job beforehand? roll and see what you were before, and then you just gain these abilities. I can see a lot of things like that.
Or like your guys got conscripted into the military. We need able-bodied men and women. Preferably men, though. And then you can be like, oh my god, that's sexist. And they'll be like, no, because the women are better than us. And then all your players will be like, what?
Well, it seems like we got a little oop-de-whooped by our friend here, because when it wasn't late, at the start of the next day, it looks like he picked back up.
Oh, wow,
and
yeah,
really
that's a lot.
on for the laborer.
Wow.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Honestly, usually unskilled or general workers at construction sites and quarries, you're the muscle and you look the part. While your skill set is small, your muscles are large, which helps with carrying around heavy stone and lumber. Okay. Make me a big bitch.
You just swole the shit for no reason.
Yeah, yeet, they say.
Sometimes you just gotta pick shit up.
You gotta pick
And
shit
put
up
it
and
down.
put shit down.
Glad
Skill
we
proficiencies.
both
There's
had the
no
same
choices here. That's my favorite part of this. You're just a big man. You get athletics and intimidation. That's it. No choice.
You want choices? Pick a different life.
So what I'm hearing is it's literally just... What's the word I'm looking for? It's just you're wizard. You're just strong.
Yep.
Yeah. Woke up strong.
You get one gaming set of your choice. That tracks. You get a work or a hard hat, a set of work clothes, work boots, and a pouch containing 10 gold.
Work boots.
Sometimes you just need them boots. All right.
With
botas, as they say.
With the optional with the fur.
Yeah. Yep. What's our feature looking like, boys?
Well, guess what? You always give some reliable work. Through connections and your own knowledge, you know where to look and find work. When you're in a town, you always find simple work. And for you and your party with ease. I like that it's just, hey, guys, you want to make some money? I know where you can find some quick work, some quick money. Your payment can be favors of equal value or money. And you know the right people and places to search for work, suited to you and your party's skill sets. So the one thing here that seems a little weird is that you're kind of working this class as a, I just happen to know where to go. How? Like, I want to know what are you gonna, what would you as the player say, oh yeah, I absolutely look like this, and that's why people know, oh yeah, I can trust him with stuff.
I'm thinking immediately upon reading that, I was like, oh, so like you could just tell where the Home Depot pickups are?
I hate you.
Like, oh, I know this is where all the migrant workers work. That's where I'll get work. Usually it's not the same kind of people who are going to those things.
We're gonna go to hell so fast.
Immediately I was like, oh, you know where Home Depot picks up people. Cool.
Okay, I love you. Never change.
I will say, I knew where that was in my hometown. I don't know where that would be here, though.
In Faerun, probably the Adventurers Guild, because that's the only place you should be picking up work. You're damn... And I think that's the one thing I have against this. It's not implying you're an adventurer.
You're just a guy.
You're just a dude who did some jobs.
You're just swordsman.
Like, I can skip through the feats because I really want to get to a very interesting variant and feature.
Hit us up.
So the variant laborer is a forced laborer.
I said what I said.
I said what I said, and I meant what I said.
And when you're a forced laborer, sometimes you don't want to work, but you have to. And in this case, you have to without pay. This doesn't necessarily mean you were a slave.
Okay.
You could have been a prisoner forced to work off a sentence. So a slave who has no freedom because he can't leave. You could have been or someone indebted to a criminal organization who couldn't pay with money. So you're Draco.
Hey, don't besmirch my man like this.
You're Draco to Michael.
No, listen, Draco just
Yep.
was a little bit of a little shit. Okay, listen, don't
Yep.
do me like this.
You tried to sell my soul.
Don't do me like this.
You tried to sell my soul to get power back. I'll never
I
forget.
tried to sell your soul. I tried to sell 2 of you. Big difference.
But either way, you have to pay them back. But if you take this, you can replace your reliable work feature with the desperate push. Who wants to read what the desperate push is?
Where the hell is desperate push?
It's the bottom of laborer. Do you want to take that one, Speedy?
If your character has the forced laborer background, you may select this feature instead of reliable work. Because of your forced servitude, you've had to push your body past its breaking point multiple times, in fear of punishment or death for a failed task. Twice per long rest, you may add +2 to any strength or constitution saving throw check. Once you've expended all uses of this feature, you may use it again at the cost of gaining an exhaustion level for each time you use it. You regain 2 plus your exhaustion level uses after a long rest, to a minimum of total 2 uses.
So here's the thing. I think we've all had to use desperate push a couple of times.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yerp.
Yerp.
I think, though, of all of them, the laborer probably is quite literally the weakest flavor-wise.
He's a big guy.
It's just implying you do work.
Yep.
Which, okay.
This could just be the commoner.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly think this could just be the. But the commoner might have a friend in the peasant. Which we just got a box of text for because it was late.
It was late.
It was late.
That's why he posted this and didn't finish the rest. Because it was late.
It was late.
I just love how the excuse is, it was late. It really is just, it's just 2 paragraphs. Wow.
Yep. This is also depressing.
Yeah, you're poor. And you have no job.
Mm-hmm.
You're too poor to be you're poor, but you're not poor and secure in some aspect like a prisoner or slaves. I don't really think that peasants. I like that they say that peasants aren't the lowest class in society that aren't prisoners or slaves. That's just a crazy statement.
The next one. You might not be the smartest or the strongest or attractive. Maybe not even average at any of those. But what's stopping you from being an adventurer? Well, you're probably going to die.
Well, that's okay. Because after all, your singular existence doesn't mean a whole lot to society anyway.
This is depressing.
Yeah, this is not a background.
Jesus Christ.
This is the most depressing thing I've ever read.
Yo, this is just sad boy hours. What the fuck?
Hey, you ever want to make a character that just doesn't give a shit about their own life? You're a peasant now. Honestly, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
If you survived like your town getting obliterated, maybe. But like other than that, I think you're just gonna die. Especially if you're this depressed. where you're not even trying to live.
But I think the feature that you should get is, I'm not dead? Question mark. Every time you drop to 0, you roll a d20 equal to or under, or you roll your hit dice. You roll an equal to or under your current health. As long as it's below your current health, you just reset to that amount. You just, huh? I'm not dead? If you succeed, you just get to 1 health. You're like, I'm not dead. Huh.
Between my knees. Yeah, I'm never paying off. You're not paying those student loans off. It's not happening.
My debts.
Then there's servant, which is completely blank. Peasant, servant, hired help, and minor, M-I-N-E-R.
N-E-R.
N-E-R, thank you. Were suggested by the community, and Vampire Chicken was like, I'll do it. But it was late.
Eventually.
So.
And then it got late.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
And then it got late.
The peasant, the servant, the hired help, and the laborer all kind of form the same exact class, same background 4 or 5 times. At a certain point, they just become an amalgamation of the same thing. Because how are you going to differentiate hired help from a servant? I guess, yes, hired help can leave and go home, where a servant probably lives there. But then what about the forced laborer?
I feel like the only thing that would differentiate, like if you were going to make the feature for servant, it's got to be something like world's greatest sycophant. Like you make people who are shitting on you feel real good about themselves.
It's like, yeah, man. No, keep talking shit. I love it. I love it. And I love you, man. And they're just looking at you like, disarming me with affection.
And then at the very bottom, there's a bunch of God damn it. Footnotes. Like I forgot how to speak English. My bad. There's a bunch of footnotes on some of the features where like there's mechanical descriptions of like what you can do, like that you can move freely through crowded areas that would cause you to use extra movement. Where like now there's if your players are like, well, how much can I move? And if they're really annoying about it, you can be like, okay, fine, this is how much you can move. And on the job experience is like, yeah, this is how you can break things down. And blacksmiths, for appraising an item, the DM decides how much you learn. I don't know if we necessarily needed a footnote for that one, but
we didn't. But we got it.
Yep. And that was, you were right. Well, we did start like 30-40 minutes late, but
we did.
Are you guys okay for looking at the one feat we have to look at today?
I am.
I suppose I have some time.
Are you okay?
My big cat just jumped off my stomach.
Fair.
Did you do a barrel roll?
He's a wee bit chonky.
Chonky boy. All right.
It's just a...
If you are on YouTube, you can drop the description of this very video right now. And you can follow along. Sorry. I asked a friend for help this afternoon. He was like, yo, I just woke up. And I was like, I don't need help anymore. You can drop the description and follow along with us, because we're going to look at Red-Morrighan's unique fighting style. This is actually a replacement of the fighting style abilities, and it also sort of incorporates entirely other feats into this for the fighter, ranger, and paladin. But I figure we might as well take a peek at it. Let me pin this.
I'll say this. I will say this. I like the idea of this being given to the fighter at various levels, since the fighter is very bare bones. But that you get to choose 2 options for a ranger or paladin because they already have thematically a lot to them.
Well, they also get fighting style at certain levels.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh,
So
I
this
mean,
is
they might as well have it too. Okay.
so I like this, and and honestly, I would say that for the ranger and paladin, yes is absolute, but I'm going to take this purely from the fighter stance. I'm going to read this purely from giving this to a fighter.
Mm.
And who knows? Maybe I'll use some of these for Mistrin. I might like some of these.
Ooh. Ooh. So,
Okay.
if you haven't played a fighter, they get fighting style, but also so does Ranger and Paladin. And it's not like I learn Aikido, I learn Muay Thai. That's not what they mean. It's like you learn one thing that's good for using one kind of weapon, basically. But this
you
one,
get good.
yeah. What this does is that this also includes. I think it actually gives you more than you would normally as a fighter. For Ranger and Paladin, I think you only get to choose a fighting style twice. But they also added in all these other feats that would have been separate, and they're now just part of fighting style. And part of the discourse on this particular post was like, you've given people free feats when they shouldn't have them. They're going to be so strong now, which isn't necessarily true, but it's there are way more options than there would normally be. So why don't you tell us, as a fighter, how often you get to pick a new fighting style?
Well, when you're a fighter, you get your 2 skills at the first level. But then at 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and 17, you gain additional skills. Now, I like this because it allows you to customize yourself. But I would do it. So I as I mentioned before, I was going to steal some of these ideas from Mistrin. In Mistrin, the idea is that if you find someone who can train you, they will train you, and you can learn their abilities. But the person has to know an ability to train you in that ability as a fighter. I think I would use that. I think I would add that in here because I think that's a very important thing to have.
Yeah. Downtime is super useful if, your players will be like, yeah, I'll actually take some downtime.
Can manage to get your players to agree to downtime. It's a miracle in itself. I'll say that as a DM.
Yeah.
Getting your players to understand downtime is a fight.
Rangers get fighting style at second level, and so do Paladins. And then I don't know what the next level is that you get it, but they do get it to choose another fighting style later on. So they're saying you can't choose the same one twice. Just don't do that.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we'd appreciate it if you just didn't.
And the fighting skills are what originally the fighting styles were called, which honestly makes more sense because they're not necessarily actually fighting styles. They are in fact skills.
Yes. Which again, that's a cool thing to denote. Is that you are specifically learning new abilities for combat, not necessarily it's not like you trained in judo and now I know kung fu. It's not that. Sorry, Neo. You're not the one.
Damn it. And then the feat adjustments just say, hey, there was a whole bunch of other feats. We slid them in to here. Now they're all skills in and of themselves. But then down here there's Fighting Initiate, which is kind of the same thing as Magic Initiate would be, where you get like a cantrip and a spell or two from one of the classes. But this one is you just get 2 fighting skills. And you get an ASI bonus of upping your strength or dexterity.
That is handy.
Oh, AWAS. Dirty.
Let's see
Dirty.
it.
There were supposed to be some champion fighter changes. They're TBD, baby.
We'll determine them eventually.
It was late. It was late.
It was late.
Who wants to start reading off some fighting skills?
Well, I was going to say one thing that we can note is they do note that the certain feats that, like you said before, that exist already have been absorbed in here. So we'll see if there's any interesting changes to some of these feats. But I think we're going to touch on them bit by bit because there is quite a few of them. I did not realize.
That'd be fillers.
There's a bunch.
Like the author of this, it is late, so I must get ready for bed soon.
It's all gravy. Thank you for dropping
That's
by,
all for
as
now,
always.
friendos.
Good.
Bye, DM Speedy.
I will see you Thursday.
That's a threat.
And a promise.
That's hot.
That's how we talk. It's our foreplay.
I like
Secret.
it. Oh. Why don't you tell me about your fighting skills since I've already heard about your
Sorry, I also
friendship
just read
skills.
Awaz's also just read that you were being used the sheath Awaz. Interesting. Holding swords. We're gonna keep the rest of the stream above the water as we possibly can. It's not gonna take much to sink it, but we're gonna try. You might be an aggressive grappler. In fact, you know what, Okami? I think I've got a cool idea for this.
Oh?
Let's see which of these we would pair together as we go through them.
Ooh, okay.
Or the kind of archetype that you think might go. Let's actually look at maybe the archetype of fighter you might go for and the stuff you might be looking for as we go through. Because I think that'll be fun. Because an aggressive grappler means you might just be the world's best tavern brawler. Ooh. You'll gain advantage on attack rolls against the person you're grappling. A wrestler. Zangief, absolutely an aggressive grappler.
Raiden.
Raiden. Not Raiden. Raiden.
Who Grimjack absolutely hates. Put on some pants! No.
But also, when you say Raiden, I just see his CBS2 intro where he's holding the mic just pointing.
Yeah. Twister.
Absolutely. Twister. Ah, God. What the hell her movie is? Twister. Obviously you're going for the barehanded brawler. I would slap this on somebody who's a monk who didn't take monastic training.
A lot of people are like, why don't you give this to the monk? And the author and I were like, well, because monk doesn't get fighting style because they can punch you in your soul.
Yeah.
You can give them fighting initiate if you want. Like, that's fine. But they don't normally have a fighting style choice.
But also, if I give you fighting initiate, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not gonna get stronger by, maybe being an armor adept. The next ability, excuse me, because you have no armor.
It's true.
Basher, wearing a shield. If you take the attack action on your turn, you can bonus action shove. See that? Be a fun one.
Could be helpful. Get off of me! It's true. No one is getting to level 20 around here. Nope.
Oh, absolutely not. There's no level 20s here. You might gain, but Basher and the following ability, Charger, along with armor up at, actually, these 4, Basher, Charger, Creeping Carapace, and Armor Adept,
like,
work well together.
yeah, if you're a big dude, Armor Adept and Creeping Carapace are going to be fantastic for you.
Like, I'm imagining Tower Shield Armor. You wanted to be the
Yes.
party's tank.
Yes.
Even though there's really no assigned roles of that nature in D&D. Let's be realistic. That is a faux pas. Come here, you big furry bug. Sorry, I had to pick up my cat. Finn. Because he's being a little flump. Just sitting there. Finn, let me ask you. You've got Charger and Basher. Because you absolutely charge and bash into things. All throughout this house. This is what you want to Minotaur. Perfect. I also came with a very creepy idea for a Minotaur recently. But I'll talk about that later. These are abilities that when chained together, I would show this to a player who picks fighter early on and say, hey, if you're looking to, as much as I hate to say this, plan how you want your character to be, which you really should never do. I say that wholeheartedly because you don't know what your campaign will ever throw at you. You should always be adaptable. This would be a lot of fun. Like, for the player who wants to run around with shields and it's like, hey, can I get the door shield from from Elden Ring or Dark Souls and just run at people? Yes. Yes, you can. Take Basher and Charger and run at people. Creeping Carapace being like, hey, there's no negative effects to stealth wearing armor. Now, realistically, that's probably better for like a thief who wants to wear medium armor. Or certain heavier medium armors to stay alive, but why not? The paladin or the fighter in plate armor is just like, oh, I'm super sneaky now.
Yeah, like I'm imagining it's a huge, towering, like pile of man meat just like steps out of the shadows, and it's just pure armor, and you're like, how the fuck did you do that?
It's just big meaty men slapping meat.
Yes, just big meaty men slapping meat.
Slapping meat. Always refer to the big meaty men slapping meat.
Thank you, Xavier
Grimbo
Woods.
is somewhere. Yeah, Grimbo is somewhere just cold sweating.
100%. I feel the vacuum.
Those abilities, though, really work well together. But when you get to something like Crossbow Expert, which has existed already, so does Charger, naturally. Crossbow Expert's always been interesting because double eyebrow raise. Crossbow Expert's always interesting because you don't think about the loading property of a crossbow, but it also says that you get to use a hand crossbow, which is interesting because if you stab someone and then go with a hand crossbow right after, hot diggity. Because it definitely is an interesting thought that with this lack of loading, you've just got a hand crossbow that you're while holding like you've got a dagger and a hand crossbow, and you're just like in between shots, just like you're stabbing with the dagger, popping off a shot, and just somehow like doing the if you ever see, there's this movie with The Rock where he flips back a shotgun and cocks it with his bicep.
Damn.
You're just cocking a crossbow with your bicep at each turn. You're just like, pew, pew. And I like that idea. It's craziness. It's absolute madness. I support it.
Crusher's interesting, but I feel like it works more for the fighter than any of the other. Like, I'm not going to take Crusher on Ranger or Paladin because the fighter can score crits on less than 20s.
True. Crusher, though, does seem interesting for someone who maybe took aggressive grappler. Because the idea is that your hands are always free.
You could give atomic noogies and wedgies.
I'm also just imagining, like, with Crusher, you score that critical hit on, like, a 1d4 punch, and you just get the grapple, and you're just holding them still, just bam, 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 for the next turn. Just holding them steady and just punching their head in like a bouncy or one of those speed bags. So I kind of like that idea. Now, critical momentum says that when you score a critical hit, you can make an additional melee attack, but you have to be wielding a heavy weapon to do so.
You had me in the first half. They really did have me in the first half.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be a heavy weapon?
Well,
No.
I guess the idea is that you're swinging so hard, you're bringing it around town.
Oh, like you've still. I get it. It is critical momentum, literally. Like you just onto the next person. Okay.
Like you hit somebody with the great hammer, and his friend is right next to him. He's like, I can't stop, swing, and you just crack that guy, just knock him to the next guy. I can see that.
Okay.
There's
They've
some
still
fun to
got
be
me.
had with that. What about the next one, Okami?
Deep Cut. When you score a crit that dealt slashing damage to a creature, you grievously wound it. Until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on all attack rolls. I feel like this is a variation of like Fate Forward uses wounds, where if you deal like a certain amount percentage damage to someone in one hit, you get to choose like where that hits, and then something happens based on that. The target having disadvantage on all attack rolls, like obviously I would just make them bleed instead. If it was slashing damage, that would have been my choice. But having disadvantage is nice too, I guess. I mean, not I guess, it is. It's just in this particular case, I would expect them to like either be blinded by blood if I was hitting them in the head or something. Which I guess would also give you disadvantage on attack rolls anyway. Same idea.
Well, I think it's also interesting that this is implying that your slice is actually stopping somebody. What if you score a critical hit against a creature that doesn't bleed?
Ooh, that's a good point too. Does this work on everyone? Ooh, that's a good point.
We're implying that this just works.
We
really are implying that this works with every creature that you slice. Now, I think Deep Cut does go well with defensive duelists. That when you're wielding a finesse weapon, which you're proficient with, and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction, add your bonus to the AC. I think that stacking that with Deep Cut might be a little broken. I think that there's definitely a lot of ways to break what happens in these games.
Harder, Daddy. Yeah, basically. I do like that it's specifically finesse weapons just because they're usually dex-based. That makes more sense.
And if you get to the next page, Okami, I'll let you take them. Take a couple.
Ooh.
I think you might see some that you could chain together.
Dual defense. You gain a +1 bonus to AC while you're wielding a separate melee weapon in each hand. Now, this is the original version of this was they had to be light weapons, I believe, because this is what our barbarian uses. He's got you get the AC +1, and you can bonus action smack people with 2-weapon fighting. But this is cool that you just get it for having the 2 weapons, any 2 weapons. That's nice. Dueling focus. When you're attacking an enemy and nobody else is within 5 feet of you, you get a +2 to attack rolls made with a one-hand melee weapon. So this is like you're flanking by yourself. Interesting. Some people do advantage if you're flanking. Other people do like the same as cover, but in reverse. The +2 and the +5. I can understand that.
I am all alone and going to swing.
Yeah. Duelist is if you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon. So dueling focus is for the attack roll. This is for the damage. So clearly you're supposed to be using the two of these together to just always have that nice little +2.
Mm-hmm. And you definitely probably then want, because I'm trying to think of the finesse weapons. Aren't all finesse weapons essentially stabby?
A lot of them.
Are there any blunt finesse weapons? No. Because there's technically, Pathfinder has stuff like nunchaku and stuff like that for monks, which is monk weapons, which are exotic weapons. But exotic weapons don't exist in 5e like that.
I was gonna say the light hammer because you can throw it, but that's still not finesse. That's just thrown.
So technically, all finesse weapons are stabby weapons. So technically, you should take deep cuts with this automatically. I'm seeing a trend here.
Okay. Extended opportunity. If you're wielding a glaive, halberd, pike, quarterstaff, or spear, so all them long pole weapons, other creatures provoke an opportunity attack from you when they enter the reach you have with that weapon. Oh, that's good. I mean, do all of them have the 10-foot reach? Isn't this just Sentinel?
Well, no, it's extended.
It doesn't stop
Sentinel.
you.
Yeah, this is just extended Sentinel, which is even worse because technically this with Sentinel means you hit somebody. Sentinel would trigger and then somehow give you the reduced damage, the reduced movement speed of 0. So they're still in your range, right?
Yeah.
So technically they can't move next turn. So technically you just get to whack them again, right? I just feel like this gets really dumb after a while. I would add the once per round on, kind of like you have to go through an entire, like it triggers once until your next turn.
Well, because this is, if it's provoking an opportunity attack, it just takes your reaction, so you should only be able to do it one. Does a fighter get another reaction?
No, and you're right, it does provoke your opportunity attack, but Sentinel essentially provokes on every single thing that enters the ring, right?
I honestly don't know.
We'll get to it. It's in the list.
Oh, it is? Okay, never mind. Never mind.
But if you don't happen to have that, if you don't have an extended opportunity, you might have a Guardian.
Oh, Guardian. When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that's within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wielding a shield. Grimjack, aka Grimalkin, I have a glaive for you. Don't let me forget AWAS. Ask me for my glaive later. I didn't know glaives were your thing. Okay, good to know. Good to know. But I don't know what this. I think this is still called Guardian, or is normally called Guardian. Grimjack uses this, but he also has Protect, which is an action instead of a reaction. That lets you subtract something. I have to look it up. Which is it's a homebrew skill action thing that we adopted in our campaign that he can use. But basically it makes you the target of the attack instead of whoever else is being attacked. And there's some subtraction to the roll, but I don't remember what it is because he ain't used it in a real long time. But that's fine. And then there's great weapon fighting. When you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon that you're wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll, even if the new roll is a 1 or 2. The weapon must have the 2-handed or versatile property for you to gain this benefit. So this is only if you're using them big old things in your hands.
Gotta have a hefty swing.
such a hefty swing. Because you could definitely pair the two of these up. Faux show. Why don't you tell us about hefty swinger? And not in the way you're thinking, Awaz.
Oh, it's not. Well, here's the thing. If you've ever played somebody who's got a bow, you've probably taken sharpshooter. In fact, it's almost required. So now a fighter or melee weapon user can gain it as well. Opting that if you happen to have a heavy weapon that you're proficient with, purely heavy weapons, which I do support, it should not be anything you two-hand. It should be truly a heavy weapon. You take -5 penalty to the attack roll, but if it hits, add 10 to the damage. So this becomes obliteratingly scary. Because on a crit with like a great axe, you decimate most things. And with this chaining this with the number of additional abilities that we've seen so far that give additional hits and other things just from the first half, this just becomes dumb. This just becomes dumb as a heck. But you might also be a keeper. Creatures provoke opportunity attacks from you even if they take the disengage action before leaving your reach. Additionally, when you hit a creature, the creature speed becomes 0 for the rest of turn. So keeper is essentially, no. I said you're not moving.
Yep.
Keeper is like, no, we're friends now.
I want to smell you. Stay right there. Oh no. Oh no.
But Okami, if you happen to be a master of momentum, what might you be able to accomplish?
Ooh, when wielding a weapon with a two-handed or versatile property, if you move towards your target before attacking, you gain a bonus to the damage roll of your first attack equal to +2 for every 5 feet you moved before attacking.
No, you can't give this to. You can officially not give this to a monk.
Nope.
I am not letting the monk bonus
must be the
step
first thing
away.
you do. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my god, +2. Oh my god. And this is to the damage roll, not to the attack roll.
I'm not giving this to somebody.
Oh my god, my Elefunk, who's got like 80 movement speed. Oh yeah, baby.
Is that before or after Step of the Wind? I'm scared that you had to take such a deep breath to answer this.
I think. I can't. No, I think he has 60 normal speed now.
Okay. So let's just take that into account, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Step of the Wind would give you an additional. What is it? Doubles your movement speed, right?
Yeah, another 60.
So you've got 120 feet, and it's every 5 feet. Yeah, no.
I'm gonna hit you so goddamn hard. I'm gonna hit you so goddamn hard, your ancestors are gonna feel it.
Do you understand that your first hit has +24 if you Step of the Wind into this? You can't give this to a monk. They step into the wind, walk forward, and just decimate. They 1-inch punch from a mile away.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. You're like, you run right up to someone, but then you stop. You have your fingers extended into their chest, and you just BAM!
This is absolutely Kung Fu Panda. You walk up and skadoosh.
Skadoosh! I love this. Mounted combatant, you have advantage on melee attack rolls against any unmounted creature that's smaller than your mount. That makes sense. Oh my god. Yes. No. You're not going anywhere, buddy. You start doing that thing like when you really want to annoy a dog and you pet them really, really hard and like you're like pulling their eyeballs back. That's what you do to them. We're friends now.
Like, no. You're mine. You're my friend.
Would you like to tell us what you do on the way out?
Well, here's the thing. On the way out, you might just use an attack of opportunity to shove or grapple, which is really dumb when you combine it with the aggressive grappler. Because technically, on the way out says attack of opportunity to shove or grapple. Aggressive grappler then says, hey, you get advantage on the attack roll that you're grappling for the creature. I would not be surprised if there's another ability in here that somehow makes it easier to grapple things. You can also become a pillar of protection, which is if an ally is using you as cover. Again, if you go to the big door build that we were talking about before, aka you just want to be the big guy with the big shield. As a fighter, you might want to take a pillar of protection. It allows any ranged attack against you to have to beat your AC, which is kind of insane in the fact that you think it's any ranged attack. It doesn't say any ranged. It doesn't say like any ranged weapon attack. Any ranged attacks have to beat your AC.
This is what Grimbo would love to have. Stupid
Don't give
23 AC.
He can't have it now.
Bro, I missed him. My creature had a plus 15 to hit, and I missed. And I was like, are you kidding me?
That's insanity. Plus 15? That's insanity.
I can't believe I've missed. I cannot believe I've missed.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you know what? You should have probably gotten to pin her. You can use an action to try and pin a creature grappled by you. To do so, make another grapple. If you succeed, you and the creature are restrained. But you can now just take free pot shots at the creature that you've restrained.
Yep.
Awaz, I think with your love of glaives, you might want to take Polearm Master.
What?
Because when you take the attack action and attack only with the glaive, halberd, quarterstaff, or spear, you can use a bonus action to make an attack with the opposite end of the weapon. Basically, boom, boom. I'm thinking like a Killick move in Soul Calibur. You're just tapping the top of their head. This attack uses the same ability modifiers as the primary attack, but the damage die is a D4, dealing blunt damage. I think that's kind of cool. It's a little dumb because on a fighter you also have extra attacks and second and your action surge. So like, this is a lot. This is a lot of hits, and it does a D4, but I don't know. No, I agree. It definitely should be bludgeoning damage. It definitely should be bludgeoning damage if you hit him with the back end of the spear or the polearm. I don't know. That just seems like a little.
I feel like
seems interestingly extra.
I feel like if it's with the glaive or the halberd, for sure. But like the quarterstaff is weighted the same all the way around. Why wouldn't it just do the same damage?
Yeah, it is strange. You have all the items there. The quarterstaff is the only one in particular that should be the equal on both sides. You might have a powerful piercer though.
This
might be one of the first.
Stared at the chat at Awaz, waiting for you to say powerful piercer.
I know. My eyes shot over to the corner of it too. Don't worry. We're on the same wavelength in the demi-plane of terrible thoughts. No. Powerful Piercer, though, I think is the first one that we've seen that actually helps out somebody who may have taken Crossbow Expert like 45 minutes ago. Awaz, you're good. Well, Powerful Piercer says that if you score a critical hit with doing piercing damage, you roll an additional damage die when determining the extra piercing damage the target takes.
That's kind of
So
nice.
if you would, so it's just a third die
Yeah.
if you do the double die rule for your crits. You could follow that with some precision shots, which say that your ranged attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. And then when you make an attack with a ranged weapon that you're proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty and add 10 to there. This is just sharpshooter.
Yep.
With some added flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You can do
Yes.
a Gandalf of it. Ooh, I like that. I like that. And after you've gotten some powerful piercing and precision shots, you gotta know that you're a proficient piercer. Because once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals piercing damage, you can reroll one of the attack's damage dice. I like the support. I do like the all-around support for piercing in all things.
They really like the peas over here. Oh. The next one, protected mount. You can force an attack targeted at your mount to target you instead, because people can choose who they want to shoot at. Additionally, if your mount is subjected to an effect that allows it to make a dex saving throw to take only half damage, it instead takes no damage if it succeeds on the saving throw and only half damage if it fails. You gave your mount evasion? Interesting. I feel like both of the mount ones are probably going to be taken the least, just statistically, because less people are on mounts than not. But they're not bad at all. They're both pretty good.
The thing about a mount is, though, you have to be prepared. And you actually have to remember you have a mount.
Also true. Later, AWAS. Oh my god. Can you just ask that on the stream? Oh my god.
Show me your big.
You better be glad that we all have quick hands. You can draw a weapon that has a thrown property as part of the attack you make with the weapon. In addition, you may use the full range of your thrown weapons without disadvantage. Okay, that's pretty good. The first part I was just like, I let my players do that. Anyway, like, Fairly Fajiria's character has those fucking leather belts all over her body that are just filled with basically stiletto knives. So like, she can draw and throw. I'm not gonna make you wait another turn to draw and then throw. However,
No, you make them wait.
one thing I will argue about is you can't stow and draw a weapon and then swing it on the same turn, but you can drop a weapon, and I'm never gonna forget when Grimjack's character was like, I'm not gonna drop my weapons on the floor. What if they take them? And at the time, the party was fighting spiders, and I don't even remember who it was, but I think it was Creepshow Kate, who's generally the quietest and like the least likely to have an outburst, who screamed, "They don't have hands!" Because he was like, what if they steal my weapons when I drop them?
Damn. They just web them up?
They don't have hands! Oh, I can't
But
hit
doesn't that
anybody
make them
now.
scarier?
It could be. Could be. I mean, now that you said that, I could have them... I'm trying to think of what it's called. I should have a spider one time spit web at like the hilt of a blade and then use it like a skip bow.
I also think though it'd be cool to make them make a like a grapple check to see if they keep it in their hands.
Like give me that. I ran a 1v1 at one point between our barbarian and there was a elf, basically captain of the guard, and she had this ability where she could disarm you. And the problem is that I couldn't get 2 disarms in a row because our barbarian wields 2 maces. I could only get one weapon knocked out of his hand at a time. So his free action would be to pick the fucking thing up, and then he would swing them both again. And, like I tried like for 3 rounds to knock both weapons out of his hands. I was like, this is awful. This is such a bad experience for me. I'm wasting my turns just trying to make your hands naked.
Well, it's okay. It's A-okay. So you might be a Savage attacker.
Ooh.
Because once per turn, you can roll damage for melee weapons, and then roll it again. And use either. This is the first time I see you say, which one do you like better?
Interesting. Yeah, usually it's always just the second die. You got to take that.
Sentinel, which is a classic, and this is if you forgot about it, Okami, I know you mentioned. Sentinel says that when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, and that target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the targeting creature. So the creature loses all of its speed. It goes to attack somebody else because it can't reach you, because naturally you've dropped it with this extended reach. And now the extended reach and the 0 speed, they go to attack somebody else, and you still are extended away from them, so you just beat them across the head again.
Bonk.
Now with the slippery stance, however, this is where it really comes in handy. When the big Zangief looking guy goes to grab your halfling. That sounded so wrong when I said it.
All I thought of upon reading Slippery Stance was, it's time to oil up!
Yep, Hakan. 100% Street Fighter 4 Hakan. But you are absolutely a greased up. No Diddy.
Are you sure?
You absolutely are greased up. You might be. It depends. Are you are you a laborer? They've changed sharpshooter here though.
It's just the end part of it. I feel like they split it into 2 different things.
Yeah. And I noticed that with a couple of other things. Like Sentinel doesn't have its ability to reduce your movement speed to 0.
Yeah.
It was added to something else. So this is interesting.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter says that attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged weapon attack rolls. I'll be honest. This is essentially kind of saying like, hey, you can always shoot.
Yeah.
No matter how far you are, but that's silly. Because a player will absolutely be like, oh, where's the enemy? Oh, in a whole nother continent, I use sharpshooter and fire away.
We had this specific chat because our ranger has sharpshooter, and we were arguing about things. They were arguing about distance and stuff, and Grumble was the one who said it first. He was like, "Oh, how far away are they? They're probably out of range for you." And I was like, "I need you to understand something. Like on the table in general, I need you guys to understand something. I cannot put a map with a 1 inch equals 5 foot grid out on this table that Goblin Slayer cannot shoot someone at. Like, his sharpshooter range is so long that it is longer than the table. Is he in range? Yes. He doesn't. We don't have to do any calculations. Is he in range? Yes.
He's always in range.
He does have a special bow that has shorter than normal range, but it deals more damage. So I actually might. I'm gonna do some calculations later. I actually might, if it's on one end of the table, he might not be able to hit it, but chances are he's in range. But what about shield masters? What does shield masters do?
Well, Shield Master, because you've obviously been building this character since day 1. You were born with a big shield in your hand. And while wearing a shield, if you aren't incapacitated, You add your shield's AC bonus to any dex saving throw you make against spells or harmful effects that only target you. And additionally, if suggested to an effect that allows you to make a dex save to take only half damage, you can use your reaction to take 0 damage. If you succeed, interposing your shield between yourself and the source effect. I like this because it essentially says the fireball's coming. You stand, brace yourself for impact, hold strong, and just absorb all. And using your reaction, you just part the flames, shooting, firing right at you. This is made for you to say, I'm gonna 1v1 that mage.
I do. I love like just the not, I was gonna say story or lore, just like the action implications of this are so good because there's so many other things you could be doing with a shield.
But you're like, yo, this 1v1 is going down. And the only way you'll succeed at that is if you can hit somebody afterwards. And what happens if you happen to have Slasher here? Well, once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals slashing damage, you can reduce their speed by 10 feet. So a lot more movement, speed, manipulation. We're getting a lot of it here. We're getting actually a hell of a lot.
The next 3, well, not. Never mind. I was gonna say the next 2. I was including Slasher in that, but Steady Hand technically is range based, but it's not movement based. Steady Hand and Steady Aim, I think Steady Aim is normally both of the two of them together, but this just separates it. As Steady Hand is you gain a +2 to attack rolls you make with ranged weapons, and being within 5 feet of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged attack rolls. I don't know if that's normally called Steady Hand. But usually I do know Steady Aim exists, where you gain +2 to damage rolls you make with ranged weapons when you've used less than half your movement. There's a rogue ability called Steady Aim that's if you stand still, you can have advantage on your ranged attacks. But this is you can still move a little bit.
So the implication that if you stand still, you can hit this, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like the rogue ability. I think that the separation has created a lot of bloat for some of these abilities. I can say as we've gone through them because it definitely seems like they bloated the fighting list to kind of separate stuff and give you more options. I think you could have left some of them together, quite honestly. Because there's ones that are just going to be missing.
Okay, Synchronous Strike. If our barbarian had this, it would be crazy. If you're wielding 2 of the same type of weapon, both light, you can choose to take a -5 to your attack roll before rolling. If the attack hits, you can roll the damage of both weapons, only adding your proficiency bonus once.
Kind of dumb.
That's just extra attacks, basically, but without having to roll them.
It's okay, because I think down the line you might get something else. But before you get there, if you happen to be really good at chucking knives, you can get thrown weapon fighting, which says when you hit with a ranged weapon, a ranged attack using a thrown weapon, add +2 to the bonus roll to the damage.
Okay. Hear me out.
Yeah, that's definitely bullseye.
100%
That's 100% bullseye.
100% bullseye.
You wanted bullseye, just you got it now.
Hear me out. This exists, yes, but way back in the day, one of the first feats we went over was Weapon Mastery before 2024 decided to include a feature called Weapon Mastery. And it was just like, oh, if you use this weapon all the time, it just goes up a damage die, and you get a new ability with it. I mean, this is cool too, but I just really like that idea that if you've used a weapon so long, you get better with it. I feel like that's very bullseye. Like he is the master of everything that he's throwing or shooting. And also, my plan is that when my players get to level 10, whatever weapon they've been using the most, I'm going to give them that mastery. And I'm like, oh, you're so close, guys. You just got to do some more stuff. That's not giving your character's family members presents. I'm not giving you XP for that.
No.
It's not happening.
No. It's never happening. It's never happening.
So we got
Now,
3 left.
Yeah, 2-weapon white fighter and 2-weapon warrior. I'm gonna put these two together for the simple reason that fighter says that if you engage in 2-weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. Additionally, you can draw or stow 2 one-handed weapons when you normally be able to do 1. So basically, you can dual draw, dual wield.
Yeah.
And 2-weapon warrior says even if when the one-handed weapons aren't light, you can do it.
I think the original 2-weapon fighting is both of those.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely both of these combined.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of dumb to separate.
Yeah.
I can understand. It seems like a lot of bloat.
I feel like some of them are separated because you're supposed to get 2 at the beginning, and if it seems like more oft. Well, we wouldn't know if they were brand new, but the ones that are separated seem to be full feats, and Red-Morrighan decided that I'll separate those into 2 because if you use these rules, you get 2 abilities first go. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, but I don't know if I would have done it that way. I'd probably just give people the original things. Like, you're not gonna. So many people are like, oh, well, numbers wise, you're gonna outbalance me. You're gonna outbalance someone, blah, 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 blah. But, like, if everyone at the table is having fun, the game is balanced.
Yeah.
I've never sat at a table where someone's taken out a calculator and been like, beep 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 beep. You know, you are out damaging me on average by 15 points per round, and I don't like that. I've never seen that shit happen.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh. Okay, the last one here, weighted weaponry. All thrown weapons deal extra bludgeoning damage equal to their weight. But, like, why bludgeoning? If it's a dagger, it doesn't bludgeon you when it hits. It'll just go in deeper.
But I think the bigger thing is you're also...
Who knows the weights of all the items?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I need to know. How do you know the weight of an item? Because this is where you have to have either predetermined weights or something else.
Here we go. Okay. So, dagger's just a +1. Okay. Hand axe is plus... I was thinking hand axe specifically. +2. Okay. The spear is the best one, and that's just a +3. I don't think anything else is thrown. Oh, a net. A net does an extra 3 damage.
Yo, shout out to the net.
Shout out to the net, baby. Yeah, if you threw it by hilt first, sure. Sure.
Hilt first, you just do that extra bludgeoning damage you always wanted. But also, how high and skilled and talented are you to throw a dagger?
And have the wrong end hit. Yeah.
Yeah. Hilt overhead and hit just the back end. Like, what kind of trick shot shit is this? Overall, though, I'll say this. Looking at all these abilities, way too many were separated for my liking. But I do like the idea of what they were going for.
Yeah. Like, making the fighter really feel like they're an actual master of fighting.
Not just someone who fights well. And also, it would be interesting to see how these played into the different subclasses of
Mm.
fighter, because these are all standalone fighter base. If you notice in the beginning, it mentions it's not noting your subclasses, so you're getting this on top of other things. I'm curious to see what the champion abilities would be, because some of these were automatically champion abilities, like the crit changes and stuff like that. So this is kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Like this is there's a lot in this that I feel like either gets lost in the sauce or gets absorbed by other things that your class probably does better elsewhere with other things it can do from leveling up.
I just was scrolling down and people were like, why don't monks and barbarians get any? And the author's like, well,
They don't need it.
They don't have fighting styles, so that's probably not why. But then this guy was like, but they're the least powerful marshals.
What?
Huh? What? I've never been in a campaign where my monk and my barbarian felt like they were weaker than anybody else.
Huh?
My monk can punch you like 37 times a turn. What do you mean the weakest?
How are you weak with the fist of the frickin' North Star?
So when I was running the side quests, we went over the Savage Barbarian, and Dex got to play a level 10 Savage Barbarian, and he got to use that ability where he can hit one person for each 5 feet of his movement as his regular action per turn. Like, he did so much damage in one turn.
It becomes utterly obscene at a certain point.
What?
It
A lot
becomes
of people
utterly
are.
obscene.
A lot of people here are like, oh, you know what? You're oh, everyone's like, this last comment that's huge and long is like, well, then every class is going to do a 1 level dip into fighter to get the 2 of these abilities. I'm like, I don't think that's the case. I don't.
I feel like but also even if you did, what good is it for a wizard to have like Trapper?
Maybe my muscle wizard.
Yeah. But I will say one other thing that's very interesting that I think that should be added to this that's not noted is that I think some of these abilities need to have level requirements.
Ooh.
Because
Yes.
-5 to do +10, level 1 is kind of dumb. Yes, -5 is a lot, but the AC isn't that high.
Yeah.
And with the way 2024 tries to video game D&D like it is, absolutely gonna mess stuff up really quickly.
Like someone is one of the comments is like, you're letting people at level 1 basically get Sentinel and Polearm Master, and obviously they're gonna break the game because no enemies can get away. And I'm like, at level 1, if you held every enemy in front of you, you're dead.
You should be. If you're not, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
at level 1, you don't want every enemy on top of you.
Yeah, you should be like, oh, there's too many people here. I'm using this -0 speed they all have to get away.
Yep.
But again, the other thing about all these abilities that it's interesting. It's not perfect, but a lot of the one thing that people are forgetting is the fighter has all this because classically speaking, the fighter was chosen for its combat ability.
Yeah.
Like in classic D&D, the fighter had all this stuff because the thief was the specialist. The magic user and the cleric were literally also specialists who had spell casting. They were going to get powerful. The fighter just swung the sword, or the axe, or the staff, or whatever, and was the first one to get extra attacks. That's what the fighter does. He fights. So combine back the things that need to be combined back. Or recombine, I should say, is the better way to put it. Recombine the abilities that need to be recombined and flush that out more. Give more reason as to how the fighter uses his prowess in battle. Maybe he can strike fear into the heart of an enemy by flashing his blade when he hits a critical hit. All enemies within range have to roll roll charisma or flee fear for 20 feet. Stuff like that I think would be more fun to add in. Things that play with the battlefield and movement and arrangement to make the battles more tactical, I think would be more fun. But then again, I think they really look at D&D and they just at by 5e and say, you're on a flat plane and you're always shooting. Me no like it. Me no like it.
So
Nerf knuckles, yeah.
the problem with I think I'm gonna leave fighting initiate as a feat, but the problem here for me is that I've never okay, I lied. I've seen a fighter one time, and that was swordsman. I've never I've never been in a game where there was a fighter because nobody will play fighter. So
I play a lot of in older D&D it was necessary, but yeah, by the time you get to 5e, fighter's kind of irrelevant.
So like I can't say personally whether I would swap this system in for fighters. I can say on rangers and paladins, maybe I'd do this for the paladin, but like for everyone who's shitting on ranger, consistently Goblin Slayer is our highest damage dealer, is like the most effective at killing things. And he doesn't need that many tricks. He's already got a ton. So like I wouldn't give it to him for this, but I would keep fighting initiate as a feat that that players could get.
I would keep it as a feat you players could get. I would lock it, but I would lock it specifically to the fighter. Because the paladin doesn't need this. And neither does the ranger. Make it a feat for them. That's how they take their one level dip. You know what I mean? And everybody else, guess what? If you ain't a fighter, you ain't getting this. Sorry, pal. Just because I do think the fighter, it's one of the original 4. And it just hasn't always scaled perfectly. That's my 10 cents.
Actually, I just had the best idea to make this the most balanced. If you're giving it to people as a feat, you can only learn when you take it as a feat, you can only learn things that someone your character knows could teach them.
I agree. You have to find a mentor, a tutor, somebody who will teach you this insane ability. And I would even say that
or like you gotta go to a school or a dojo. Like when we eventually play Obajima, there's sword schools and shit. Like one of them could be like, oh, you go there for like a month of training. Not like I mean going an hour a day, but I mean like your like a month overtime in your downtime ish time, and then learn a new feat from being at the sword school. That makes sense.
I agree.
Downtime. Especially because the fighter initiate also raises one of your ASIs. So, or rather one of your ability scores. So like, it makes sense if you're doing this in your downtime, you're getting better at something.
Yes. Yes. This is absolutely a downtime thing. It's absolutely, and I would even say if you want to make it fun, going even back to like how I tried to work it in Mistran, is that you roll when you meet a trainer or a mentor or someone who's going to train you. You roll a chance to see what abilities they might be able to teach you, and they
Mm.
have more abilities based on what level they are.
Mm.
So if you meet a level 13 fighter, they should have like 8 abilities they should possibly be able to teach you.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a big table of abilities, then yeah, it gets a little bit more fun or a little bit more kooky because you can't. I would say the only thing that would be is that if you choose to train an ability better, you get a +1 to that ability.
Mm. I was just thinking when you said that, I was like, yo, this is what your mentor teaches you, and you finally get to use it, and then it still doesn't work, and that's when they have to teleport to you to die.
After Mr. Piccolo you every time.
God, the mentor is so good. And again, like, I also feel like just this in general, if you're taking the fighting initiate feat, the way that it's presented here, you're not like a first-time D&Der. Because as you take that initiate, like, that's like not beginner play because there's so many options here. And especially if you're making it so that it has to be things that you could actually, your character could actually learn from the people around them. That also makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yes.
like, I don't want to, I'm not going to call it high level play. That's not what it is. Experienced play. Like the mentor class is not is not beginner friendly. It is very much like I've played TTRPGs for a while. I know what I'm doing now. Did you, okay, the Gohan dodge thing, apparently in Daima when he gets turned into a kid in the manga, Gohan's like, oh, I know exactly how to do this. And he just grabs him by the head and throws him.
Mm.
But yeah, I think we came out with some okay things.
Yeah, I think honestly that this what we reviewed today is definitely, I think, great ideas for launch pads
Mm.
into things. Not to I think that it was well written out, even though it was late sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do think
Sometimes
that
it's late.
I do think both authors did an amazing job of conceptualizing their ideas.
Mm.
I think my biggest thing would just be, hey, we don't, decrease the bloat, increase the variety. I would have
Mm.
loved to seen some more maybe cool ideas to play around like Tavern Brawler and things of that nature. Like, as a hand-to-hand fan, I would have loved to have seen more stuff with the grappling. Maybe like you get a free attack on somebody the moment they're grappled,
Mm.
stuff of that nature. There's just a lot.
But that brings us to the end of today's stuff, which means it's time for a poll. If you're new to DM Roundtable, we run a poll for 24 hours after the stream ends, wherein we decide what the next topic's going to be. But you guys also can put your votes in. And this week's poll, its 5 items are articles, items, maps, one-shot supplements, and subclasses. So if you're on YouTube, I can't give you a poll because the polls only have 4 options. Sorry. If you're on Twitch, though, I'm going to make a poll, and you can write in your options, your votes for options, and we will tally them all up. If you're on YouTube, you see that I just posted them. What you can do is just type in the chat. And if you're watching this as a VOD, as long as it's within 24 hours, you can still type it in the chat. Or you can come on to the Discord, which I will pop you up in a second. I'm getting better at this. Don't worry about it. You can come
I'm
onto the
reading.
Discord and give us your vote in Tabletop Schmabletop. You can hit one of us up via DM somewhere, though generally speaking, if you DM me on Twitch, I'm never going to see it because that menu's hidden behind like 4 layers, and I'm not going in there. But there is a poll up on Twitch right now if you'd like to put in your votes. I will be adding it to the DM's chat, and then we'll go through it there within the 24 hours, and I'll add in you guys' votes from the Twitch poll and whoever else put in whatever they wanted to do. But while that poll stays open for the next 10 minutes on Twitch, where can they find you this week, DM Shin?
Well, I'm glad that my cold held strong throughout the entire stream.
Oh.
I will be resting most of the week, but I will also be in the midst of doing a lot of edits, a lot of editing. I'm having a lot of fun. So I am currently in a deep writing phase, an editing phase. I have been sitting through the home brewery on Natural Crit, essentially redesigning stuff for my players, and I'm hoping that next month I can, and starting next year in January, I can get Cardina's campaign strat as on a monthly basis.
Ooh.
That's gonna be up to you guys, though, the players. So check the damn channel sometimes. No, it's fine. We'll beat you all up.
I do have to scroll down.
It's true. It's true. No. But no, I'm going to be working more on Cardina, getting more stuff together as I push it further and further. Because I'm hoping that by October of next year, I have something worth binding together into an actual book. Maybe.
Ooh, I like that.
Maybe I'll have something to bind into a first official 1.0 book for me to post up somewhere online. I think the one thing it's going to be is trying to figure out art and art placement and all that fun stuff, but it's really just writing right now, so I'll be writing all week. What about you, Okami, though? Where will you find you this week?
This
What
week,
will we be up to?
oh, did I just accidentally? Okay, never mind. I was like, did I just vote for all 5? Is that a thing I can do? No. Okay, never mind. Honestly, AWAS, I'm thinking either items or subclasses. So,
I always like items.
yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I just brought up the glaive that I was telling you about, and I sent you a screenshot of what it is because I didn't share it, and I realized I can't share it because it tells you about the confusion spell. It has a direct link to it, so it won't let me share it, which is the stupidest, like, reason you can't do things ever. Like, if you link to things that your stuff does that are on D&D Beyond, it's like, nah, you didn't come up with that. I'm like, I know I didn't. I don't need to. You already did it. You silly bitches. But Friday, I'm going to do a stream that I've been talking about doing for a really, really long time. I'm going to make some tokens for tabletop. I'm going to use some sticky foam. I'm going to laminate them so that when I bleed on them, it's not there permanently because one of the tokens that I have has blood from my cuticle all over it, and I think it's funny when I lay it down there and I'm like, look at the props, real blood. But I'll be making some tokens and showing you guys how I do it. It's super simple, and listen, as long as you can tell your players exactly what they're supposed to be looking at, it doesn't matter what you put on the board. So it's good to have some tokens lying around. And I'll be doing that on Twitch and YouTube. And the plan is also to see if I can also stream it on TikTok at the same time. If that's possible, I might start doing some streams on TikTok. It's just that TikTok is vertical, and I'll probably have to use my phone for it because I'm not downloading whatever the TikTok client is. It ain't happening. But I might start doing some more of that in the future. But I don't even know if I have enough bandwidth to try. If you aren't aware, today's the 15th, so the Okami Curry Plays poll ended. Crypto Kate broke the tie. Killer Queen Black is getting added to the list for us to play again. Yes, we know the servers are down, but if you have a console copy of the game, which I do, you can still play multiplayer. So we'll be doing that eventually. And you guys voted this month for this month's thank you stream to chill and edit MTG decks, which makes me happy because I want to put all them cards away. So thank you, because I didn't want to deal with that anymore. It'll be nice to just sit there, and it's super chill, super slow, so we can really just chat. Like, yeah, I'll be doing something, but it's just there for eye candy. The real joy will come from the chats, but that'll be later on in the month. Obviously not now. Probably after Christmas? Yeah. Most likely the 28th, I'm thinking. Most likely will be the thank you stream. Not 100% sure, but most likely the 28th. Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be wiped out on Christmas Day. And also, hopefully hanging out with... I've never said hopefully hanging out with my family before in my life, but maybe.
You know, it's true. I forget that next week and the week after are the end of the year.
I know.
Hot dog.
I like that we're all on the same wavelength sometimes. Sometimes.
It's true.
That's nice.
Occasionally.
Do you know what I'm going to do after we end the stream?
What's that?
I'm going to take a page out of Clubs' book, and I'm going to have some ice cream.
Oh, yes. Yes. I say everyone, go get your ice cream. Have your ice cream, enjoy it. And just be good to people and be the best players you can be.
Yeah. Roll dice, be nice, be happy. Oh, I'm pretty sure we're going to be streaming next week as well, but I will say that we used to have a tradition in Okami Curry where, so every year I have a New Year's party that's actually not a party, because when I was very little, the lore is that my mom used to host a party and my neighbors would come by and a bunch of friends would come by. So like Piano Knox, since I've known him since I was like a baby, he would come over. And in high school, one year, he turned to Grimjack and he was like, oh yeah, you know, I used to go to Okami's New Year's Eve parties. And Grimjack heard that, but didn't realize the context of when we were little. And so Grimjack one year goes, all right, he calls me and he goes, okay, I'll be at your house for New Year's for the party. I'm going to bring Jack DT as well. And I went, what? And then they showed up at my house for a party that I wasn't hosting. And since then, every year on New Year's, people just show up at my house for a party. So it's the annual Not Party. And the tradition was that we would stream video games and we would talk to all of our other internet friends while it was happening. And I do believe people are coming this year, so I'm hoping that we get to stream some stuff. Is it really? I'm hoping we even get to stream some board and card games.
There's a chance you might see me pop up.
Oh, yay! I would love that. I miss you, man. I still have your spin down.
Ah, snap! I was wondering what that spin down was. Also, I was and I wasn't simultaneously. I was like, oh. But
Schrodinger's
I'm always
D20.
excited to see it. I'm always excited to see it.
Yeah.
I'll be popping up on you more in 2020, 26. Maybe, just maybe. I'll even pop by on a Monday night for a in-person stream.
Oh my god.
And then
I have
just hang out.
decided. I don't. I'm not looking to say that everyone's gonna be here in person when I run my session of DM Roundtable plays, but I have decided that I'm going to run y'all through. So before you came on, I was talking about how this weekend during my game, uh, the puzzle that they were trying to do. I was trying to streamline things because I haven't had a chance to run it yet, but it's something I've been working on. I realized, like, as I'm running it, that there are definitely things that I can streamline to make better. And my players started arguing with me that I wasn't explaining to them the full mechanics of the thing. And I was like, I went to say, but you don't know the mechanics yet. Like, your characters won't. And like, I could tell you, but I would rather you. And Dex cut me off and he was like, okay, he's not telling you what exactly you need to do because you haven't even tried to figure it out yet. Like, he wants you to try, and that's cool. And I was like, oh, thank you, Dex. And then we had like, we got further into it a bit, and I was like, also, there's some things I don't want to tell you because that means I can't fudge them later. Like, if you're my playtest group, I don't want to tell you exactly how this feature is supposed to work because I don't know if it's going to work with you yet. Like, if I tell you exactly how it works, then you're going to know that I'm changing something, and that's going to make some friction there. And I was trying to streamline it so that we didn't have to roll a whole bunch of damage dice for every person that was there when they failed. And I was like, we can just skip that step so we don't have to deal with it. And they were like, no, you have to tell us exactly how it works. And Dex is like, you guys realize that you're just making it harder for yourselves. And I was like, I don't understand why he's the only one that's getting this. He's brand new to the game. Why is he the one who's on my side here? But I was thinking that I'll run you guys through my second trial, which is the combat trial, because it's already set up physically, basically. Like, I have all the maps and stuff and the tiles and stuff out, and I would run you guys through that. And I'm not going to say that you should all be here because there's no way DM Lucara is flying in to be here physically for that. It's not going to happen.
Probably not.
Yeah. But
Ever.
I'm thinking I'll run the physical setup and I will stream it from the laptop, I think. But I definitely think that's what I want to run, and we'll see. But that also means probably I'll have to ask all you guys to make characters.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And if I keep it lore-wise correct, like how it's supposed to run, I'll have to fill you all in on the details of how, since it's the second trial, you have to have completed the first trial to get down to it. But running the first trial as a one-shot is super difficult because the antagonist, who you could fight him if you want to, but he's a ghost. He's not actually a ghost. He's the specific kind of ghost that whispers your greatest fear into your ears and drives you crazy with it. I can't. He's an Alec. That's what it is. Like, to do that as a one shot with characters that nobody knows is going to be incredibly difficult. So we're just going to skip that part.
That's fine.
Like, that's definitely like a ongoing campaign type thing to go through. But the combat trial, not so much. People like fighting.
That's true. They do. They do.
But yeah,
That's
you
true.
guys will be my my guinea pigs.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Hell yeah. I don't know what level to make you guys either. Speaking of that, I keep trying to coax. So DM Bacon, for his bachelor party, my job is I'm going to run a one shot for them. That is my job for the bachelor party. We're gonna have a bachelor party weekend. I'm supposed to run a one shot for them, and they want to be level 12, and I'm like, okay, but y'all gotta make characters or something. I just want them to pick a class. I want him to make his character. Like that one makes the most sense to me. And he's like, I don't think we should trust the rest of the boys to make their characters. And I'm like, okay, but you guys decided as a group you all want to be different classes. So I need you to pick. And every time he's like, I'll pick later. And I'm like, please pick now. Please. But
Just pick.
last week, Koopy suggested, why don't we all play the same class? And I was like, oh. Huh. He was like, what about oops all rogues? And I was like, I mean, if you guys want to oops all rogues, that's honestly easier because we could just sit in one call and be like, this is how you level up a rogue.
Yeah. They should be oops all fighters.
Will the orc shoot? Maybe. It's gonna be that same muscle mommy orc that Awaz posted in Tabletop Stream. No, in the sauce room the other day. Not Tabletop Stream. Nope.
That's
Yeah,
a
they
whole lot.
decided they want to be level 12. I said, like, pick whatever level you want to be. And at first, somebody was like, well, then we want to be level 20. And Bacon was like, no, we don't want to be level 20. Do you know how much work where it's going to be to, like, look at to build our sheet and then look at it level 20? And I was like, I mean, like, I'll just give the dudes more health. Like, whatever. Doesn't matter. He was like, how about an achievable level? I was like, oh, all right. 12's fine.
An achievable level.
I'm like, does that mean
I
you
like
want our campaign to end at 12?
I mean, you'll never reach it.
No. I'll be happy if they hit their next level after this. I feel like, though, I'm going to give it to them no matter what, if they survive.
No. I'm going to stop you there.
Listen, hear me out.
Nope.
Most of them are a fly's dick away, so pretty
let
much.
Let them be until they earn it.
Yeah. If any of them live, they're gonna earn it. If they don't live, they're not getting it. But I'm also one of those real dick DMs where we run XP and the XP gets shared evenly between anyone who joins the fight on your side. So the more helpers you have, the less XP you gain. Which is truthful.
I can semi-support this, but don't just give it to them, whatever you do.
No. Definitely
because at the end of the day, I think players really need to earn it, especially your players.
Yeah.
Because they want it too bad.
Yeah.
They want to level up. So make it a trial.
I can't believe Bacon didn't level up at the end of his side quest. I was like, oh, I thought you were gonna level up like all by yourself. I misjudged this calculation. Well, also nobody died. I was planning on people dying in there, and none of the good guys died.
I was quite impressed.
Right? I was like, how did all of you? We did have someone take like 120 fire damage from being submerged in lava, but it wasn't enough to outright kill them.
Yeah, but they could have died. That would have been much more fun.
I was like, sometimes I I think they know already, but like if someone dies during a battle, like that XP goes to the rest of the group. So I feel like if I say that too many times,
Oh
Bacon's
God,
gonna
they're just
start
gonna let
killing
them
his teammates.
No, let them. Let them. Because you know what you know what that'll do for them? Nothing. It'll do nothing of use.
Hear me out, Awaz. If you are playing on D&D Beyond, like if that's where your character sheet is, you can actually multi-class into the same class because you can take levels in both 2014 and 2024.
Wish they would fix that.
So you
It's so
technically
dumb.
can multi-class into the same class.
Double cleric all the way across the sky.
But yes, the poll has ended. I have tallied your vote for items. Fist, again, if you don't vote in the poll, you can just give me what your answer is, and I will throw it up there.
Yeah, we'll just take it. We'll just take your answer.
It's really, really stupid. It is.
Give me some sugar. I am your neighbor.
But yes, we will see all of you next week for another episode of DM Roundtable.
The second to last one of the year.
It's true. It's true. Second to last one of the year. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes. Bye, Twitch. We love you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, everyone on YouTube, whether you're watching this now as we... Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everyone on YouTube. If you're watching this live or you're watching this later, thank you for stopping by and hearing our thoughts on these. And some of them are, in fact, going to make it onto the repository, but there will be notes.